Everybody, my name is Dee. I go by Dee Archivist here on Whatnot. Today, I'm just gonna have like a casual Q&A chat. Um, I thought about like topics and things, and one of the things I want to talk about is like consistency, right? Consistency is really the start of doing good things here on Whatnot. So this is my day number 683. So I've gone live for 683 days in a row on Whatnot. What's up, Envy? 683. Some days I don't feel like doing it. Some days I just show up and I talk, but you know what? The goal is you want to sell product, right? So last night I was like, okay, let's run some vintage decor. Sold like 15 items last night. And I was like, man, I really love selling vintage decor. I love the stories behind it. I love glass. And so those orders are already packed, ready to go. Auntie Gabby, good morning. Thank you. I did. I could have stayed in bed. Bed was very cozy this morning, like extremely cozy. I did not want to. I did not, but I had to. Kids, they got to go to school. But one of the things I've been thinking about, I've been watching like different shows and watching people do stuff, and I see a lot of people get stuck. So if you're a new seller and you're getting stuck, and what I mean by stuck is you're watching other sellers. And this is just all stuff I've thought about over the last, obviously I've thought about it the whole time I've been on Whatnot, but I've really noticed it. I've seen a lot of new sellers stuck on the fact that they don't have to ask people for permission to run an item. I see a lot of people doing this. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys collect? Because they don't know how to motivate themselves to actually preload or run stuff. I see a lot of weight classes that are absolutely just off. So if you're a new seller, definitely want to start even your first 5 shows until you get the hang of it. Preload your show. Okay. What do I mean by preload the show? So there's an auction tab in your listing. Okay. In your actual thing. It's in the shop. If you click in the shop, whether you're a buyer and you click on the auction tab, I have like 27 items from last night's show. I guess they came into today's show. Okay. One of them is like a random pool type of listing. This is what I mean by random pools. And we can look at it. I have the iPad for under the screen. I'll just have to fix my camera angle. What's up, Molly? Carney's Treasures, hello. So when you wonder what pre-listing means, I'm going to show you right now. Because a lot of people get stuck on this. They don't understand. They might not know how to actually list item. So I always try to address new sellers in that respect because new sellers are not real sure. They haven't seen the tutorials. Maybe they can't find them. They only use a cell phone. They're not on the Whatnot app. They're only on the, they're on Whatnot app on YouTube. And then there's tons of sellers doing different videos. You just got to make sure you find the latest version because the app updates so often that some of those versions that they're showing you that you're watching have changed a lot. The steps probably haven't, but they have changed. What is going on with this? But anyway, I'm going to turn on my other camera here. Wow, look at that. We got ThriftWorks. So this is on iPad. So I'm going to just move myself up a little bit on these, and then I can make this guy bigger here. Yes. So we'll get this situated. So just so you can see it, the top bar is off, but I can always slide the iPad down. So when I talk about preloading, I'm going to go to my seller hub. Okay. And say you have an item, and I'm going to try to like walk you through a little bit, and then I'm not going to go in depth with it. I have a video on my YouTube and it is called, oh yeah, this whole thing is too small, isn't it? I think my camera's a little low, but that's all right. We're not going to change it. We're just going to leave it. We can move it around. It's called Seller Hub Inventory. Okay. Go through and watch that video. There is step-by-step. One, on that phone, you actually can only like create a listing. You can't duplicate it on the phone in the inventory tab, which is way up here. So Whatnot app is optimized for the phones. It's optimized for the phones, meaning it will work better on the phone. Okay. That is what Whatnot says. I didn't make that up. So the iPad, the tablet, it's similar, but it's just not as optimized. So There's some features that don't work as good as on the phone. Okay, so the Seller Hub, all the stuff looks similar. It may look different on depending what phone model you have. So up here, this little, they call it the hamburger. If you tap on the little hamburger, it's going to take you into your inventory and everything, right? That's where you can list products. So I'm going to go into inventory. I'm just going to do like a light, not too deep of a dive. And if you guys have any questions about this, not particular anything else, I just want to do basic stuff just to show you. So if you have a show and you had it preloaded, you could add it inside the show, or you can add it in the inventory. Okay. And if you want to add it to the inventory, you must know this. This is an active tab, a draft, so you can create drafts. Me personally, I love the desktop. I do not really like to list on the phone. If the option of duplicate was in the app, which I've asked Whatnot for, it is on some Android models. And then you got draft, you got inactive. What I like about the desktop, though, you can duplicate on the desktop. I could duplicate 100 listings. I just got to duplicate. And then it's like you duplicate 1, you duplicate 2, you got 4, you got 8, you got, and so on. Good morning, everybody. So that's just kind of show you. Now, if you've sold something or it's an auction listing, it will go under the inactive tab, okay? It will go under the inactive tab. So be real careful, because I have a lot of items in my buy now, and every now and then something gets double sold. I don't know how this happens. Once it's inactive, I delete it right away. So there's some kind of glitch, because I just had it happen last night on an item, which was really bizarre. But I think it's an item that keeps glitching. So I'm going to figure it out today. Good morning, everybody. So that just shows you inventory. Now, if you want to add an item, if you go down to this corner, see that plus sign? So if you click on the plus sign, it's going to bring up the menu. Yeah, I should have went up like a few inches. We can fix it. There we go. So this is like basically on the phone, right? You pick your category, you add your media. Did you guys know you could scan barcodes? Did you know you could scan barcodes? So if I want to add a picture, that we talked about this like last, what's up, spaceman? You could absolutely upload media from your camera, so you had already taken pictures. If you sell on other platforms, and I got one of your space cards, if you sell on other platforms, I would recommend taking pictures on your device, because if you take pictures with the Whatnot app, they don't save to your phone. So if you have a phone that doesn't have like a lot of memory and stuff, take it in the app, right? You don't care about the pictures, but you could pull them off Whatnot. I'm just saying. So you can upload what's already on there. You can take photos. You can record a video. A lot of people forget about the video feature. If you're selling clothes and you have like bougie items, I would definitely make a video, upload the video first. And because it looks like you're a store, it looks like you're doing a commercial. I mean, it's a lot of work, but if you have something that you're asking good money for, steam that baby, put it on, make a little clip of you. Buyers like that. They seem to buy those listings. Anytime I've ever used a video in my shop, it's sold. And I sell different things, like I've had cameras, but the video has to be really short. So you have to be really good at editing. And then if you want to scan a barcode, so say for example, I don't have any, I guess all I have is the Kirkland water as usual. So if I want to scan a barcode, I need a barcode scanner if I'm putting it on the computer, right? But if I'm using the app, I would basically just click on this and it turns it into a barcode scanner. Okay. Now I'm going to do my best to basically demo this. So here's the barcode scanner. I cannot be scanned. Okay. But I can take a barcode, right, on this item, and then I can try to scan it. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see if it lets me. Let's see if it lets me scan the Costco water. I doubt it. Oh my gosh, it worked. So when you put the barcode there, here's what it does. Okay. It actually says, sorry about that. Look, Kirkland purified water. So if you have items that have barcodes because they're like a professional, like a retail item. You couldn't make your own barcodes up and do this. It just doesn't work. So I'll hit select. And what it does is it gives me image, a stock image of the water bottle. Who knew? Who knew, right? Isn't that cool? So a lot of people might not know that feature is available. I don't need a barcode scanner. I can use the Whatnot app. There's also another feature in the listing when you create a product on desktop. You could actually use your mobile device. You can actually use a barcode scanner. You can use your phone as it. Right, thumbs up. Okay. What happens is if you click on mobile upload in the Seller Hub, you'll see it in my video. It pulls up a QR code, you scan it, and it basically makes you sign into whatnot.com, not the app, but whatnot.com, and then it gives you have to give your phone and Whatnot like permission to communicate with each other, and then it goes right to your photo album on your phone. So that's another way you could list stuff too, but it's supposed to cut time. Some people don't like to don't like to, but some people don't have systems in place. Like if I'm listing 100 items and I've got all this new stuff and I need to photograph it, I'm not going to photograph it, list it, go to the next one. I'm going to photograph everything. And then I'm going to list it. Sometimes I list it while I'm doing it. It depends on the piece. But a lot of times I'll just take all the pictures, then I'll list them all and I'll do one at a time and I'll duplicate. And then that way, if it's a similar type of item, like I do the Bitty Pops, the Funkos, if it's a similar item, you know what I do all the time? I create one listing, which is like the main listing. I duplicate it, and then the next one, I change. Actually, I'll duplicate, like if I have 100 of them, I'll duplicate 100 of them. And then I'll go back in. The only thing I have to change is my item number, my title. The description is going to be the same. Okay, unless it has like some call out or something like that. But I always do that. Last time I did it, and yeah, it's small, but if you have minis and you add them in, you could kind of do the same. So I do it on the computer and I drop in all my images on each one of those new listings and then I publish it. I'm done in an hour. Yes, I had a little bit more work to photograph it, but I do remote. So I have a little Bluetooth remote. I connect it to my phone, little $5 remote, and I set up the Bluetooth. I have a little background. I have a phone stand. So the product's like great with the lighting and boom, I just take all the pictures really quick. So the idea is to just put them in order so that when you list them, you can see by the picture and know what they are. And mine are all going to be the same. So I can change just that brand name or that title or the color. If there's a call out, put it damaged in the title and things like that. But I notice a lot of people are holding back on listing. They're doing random pools. And the question to that is, how come I don't have enough people in my room? How do I get more people in my room? What's up? What's up, friends? Welcome in. How do I get more people in my room? To be honest, there's so many people on the app now, you guys. You're gonna have to start listing with keywords sometimes or create some kind of hype in your show. You got to try all the different things to see what works best for you. I don't know. What are you guys trying? Do you guys feel like you're getting people in your streams? Does everybody feel like they're getting people in their streams? That was long, but I wanted to get that out. That was kind of what I was feeling about shows that I've gone to is where people don't have much items in their buy it now or their auction tab, and then they can't have any people and they're waiting for people to show up before they run anything. Hello, Jesse. They're waiting for people to show up. So they'll literally say, yeah, I'm just waiting for like a raid to get here. Meanwhile, they've got 7 or 8 people that are lurking, but they might have 2 or 3 that are ready to shop, right? You feel like you are? Yeah. Welcome in, Amber. Hello. I wanted to finish my thought because I'll get distracted. BBA, what's up? Mama Z. Yeah, I got a little bit of rest. I could use a few more hours. But there's no time. My daughter just told me she gets out at 12 o'clock. Been wanting to do discount shipping because there you go. Personally, I'll get to shipping in a little bit. Personally, when surfing shows, I like bin. I'm going to ask some questions about shipping actually. Personally, when surfing shows, I like bin listings to know what's selling. Yeah, so the auction tab is helpful to let you know kind of what their show is going to be about. It depends who is competing at the same time. I don't. Do you really think I never even think about competing. They got what I got, but they ain't like me. They ain't like me. They different, and that's okay. Yeah, I never even think about it. Isn't that funny? I know people think about that, but I don't. I like to go live when people are if there's like a seller with like a huge crowd, I like to go live exactly the same time as them. I think it's strategic because a lot of people don't like that. They know that they'll pay more money for that item every single time. Okay, look at that. Schedule show in advance. Yep. I had my tribe. They're there for me when I get there. I keep about 200. Oh, that's great, BBA. Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of lurkers lately. Oh yeah, Jess, you know what? That's all right. Let them watch. Watch you win. Watch you win. And you know what? There's a lot of people that hang out and they'll watch you. They're not watching you to like check you out. They're watching when are you going to bring that banger item that no one notices? I'm telling you, even when I put some banger kind of item, they show up and bid on it. And I'm like, whoa, they didn't even say nothing. Or so you never know who is watching your whatnot stream, who's just waiting for that right item. That's why people are like, run the items. Not necessarily super fast or anything. Thank you for the raid, Crafting with Chris. What's going on, friend? How are you doing? Let's talk about Crafting with Chris for a minute here. And while I'm talking about Crafting with Chris, drop your shows. Drop your shows. Handmade seller. Look, our handmade sellers on this app are literally the best on the internet. What are you doing? Why aren't you shopping with handmade? Okay. Brand new seller, 20 items sold, 1 day average ship time 5.0. Let's show some love and let's Crafting with Chris. I just bookmarked like 10 of your shows. I've been in a couple. I might lurk on the app. I've enjoyed them, I'll tell you that. So welcome. And so you can find button arrangements, handmade, small vintage items, crafting supplies, you have porcelain dolls. That's right. Yeah. I got to look at those porcelain dolls. I do love a good creepy doll. You got any creepy ones? But thank you for the raid. Handmade is awesome. Handmade is really one of my favorite categories. I might watch it a lot. I kind of like the demos. They're very therapeutic, you know. Yes. Everybody's dropping their shows right now. I know. There's so many seller and you never can look, I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, don't care what anybody else is doing in their stream. Don't give a damn about it. Let them. You got to do your show. Don't even worry about competing. We're not competing against each other because I just don't think of it that way. I hope you could like figure out a way to make it work for you, but there's so many of us on here. There's room for every single one of us, right? There's really room for every one of us. Yeah, community over competition. And some people don't believe in that, but that's okay. Um, I run towards them. I embrace them. Wait till you see my new show graphics. Wait till you see my new show graphics. Forever Clay. Hello. Community over competition. Tell yourself that all the time. Don't expect anything. Like if you have a show and you're doing the giveaways, figure out what works for you. You know what I mean? Don't feel like you got to compete with seller XYZ, okay? Because you want to be seller ABC. Just do your thing. Do you. Don't worry about it. Maybe get some ideas, get inspired, but you got to do the work. No one's coming to save you for it. I mean, you can pay people to do it, but at the end of the day, it's your business. What do you want to do? What do you want to get at? We spend a lot of time worrying about what other people think, what other people are doing, and we really got to focus on our own business. We spend a lot of time, like it's one thing to hype up your friends, go to their shows, support them, right? That's one thing. But like to go to these shows, rate into volume shows, they don't even read you out. They don't even call you out, shout out or anything. That's right. What's up? I love this guy. Is that Lysandra? How you doing? Good morning. Um, only think about you and your business and don't worry about what other people are doing on the app because you'll end up wasting so much time that you could have used investing in your business. 100%. But you'll find your like group of people that are like-minded. Watch out for the like-minded. You want to go a step above. Like-minded is good, but go a step above. Watch the people that are doing the things. And always and get inspired by friends like that. Like I watch some people and I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know they did that. That's so cool, you know. But like I have been hanging out handmade lately. Curly Q, my friend, hello. But that's just my opinion. Like all this is my opinion, my experience. So, you know, you have to. venture out and check it out and then figure out what works for you best. Okay, let me go back up because I saw a question and sometimes the chat, hello, Handcraft Love. Yeah, so if you guys never get the opportunity, like to check out a handmade show, go check it out. There's a lot of upcycled vintage stuff, creepy ass dolls, beautiful pieces. There's so many sellers on here that, a lot of people are like, oh, they're a big seller. I'm going to quote my friend, a reworker's passion. I always say this: we are all sellers. Nobody's bigger than each other. There's volume sellers who have a total different business model. Okay. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be a premier shop. You don't have to be a big seller because a lot of people come on here with the idea that, oh, I'm going to get some pallets and flip them. They've never sold a thing in their life. They're about to go in debt. Slow down. Start selling stuff around your house. I'm sure you got a lot of stuff. I mean, you're on Whatnot buying it, right? So slow down. Learn Whatnot. Learn from the source, not the resources. Okay? Very important. Whatnot has put in so much time and money in education. They have videos galore in the seller hub, seller.whatnot.com, in your seller hub on the computer. They're not on the app. I've asked for them on the app, a link to them, but they also have like YouTube. Okay. They have videos on YouTube on Whatnot app. They don't have Whatnot, but they have Whatnot app. You can see some of the interviews from the seller, like interviews that they do on Whatnot sellers. And then I've made tutorials myself. But again, I work with Whatnot as a community host. I don't work for them, but I get information directly from them. And I always, if I don't know the answer, because I'm a human and I can make mistakes, I will look for it on Whatnot. But I know a lot of stuff about Whatnot and how it functions as an app and a business. And I've been here for 4 years. So Leslie, a reworker's passion, understands it because she's been here the same amount of time. Oh, Stephanie, what's up? You always have handmade, but you put it in the handmade category, right? So some of the tools we have, like we didn't have back then, like we had to make it work. So, now I feel like it's much easier. Even the way you list items, Kathy, hello. The way you list stuff is even easier. So, I'm a big believer in keywords. List in the buy it now. You guys, I maybe have a lot of items in my buy it now, maybe too many. Excuse me. Damn allergies. All right. Maybe I have a lot of items in my buy now. Let me fix some real quick. I'll have to mute myself next time. All right. So where's coffee? Like if you have a dry cough, I have one right now because of this allergy thing. Okay. So you wish they had gift cards. They're coming someday. That's already been told to us by the CEO. They're just working that out. It's kind of like when Whatnot started, from when I started here, they had like 150, 180, maybe 200 employees. I think Whatnot has over 2,000 employees now, and that's in 4 years. So that could just tell you how fast it's growing. And it's going to end up with more and more employees. Okay. 2,000 roughly now. I should ask again. It's somewhere around that. Isn't that wild? So they're building the app. It's growing. There's different departments. There's legal, there's financial, there's also like the app, right? Developers, coders, programmers, marketing, photography, even, well, they sub out their photography, but you get the idea. So they're going to grow and expand all the time. And the more tools they add, like giveaways, they got to add somebody who can handle all the rules for giveaways and deal with any of that kind of stuff. They've got trust and safety to make sure people are doing the right thing on the app and following the rules and the law. They've got to search the app for people that aren't doing the right thing. They have to go through all the reports that people submit about XYZ seller or buyer, because buyers get reported too for, people get reported for, I can't even imagine reading those reports, to be honest, a lot of things. But it's important because that's what keeps this app clear of anybody who's doing wrongdoing, taking advantage of the good people, We don't need that here. Okay. So now I'm just going to go into talking about the one thing. You guys could do some hard things, you know. Don't wait for someone to come in to run an item. If you're doing a raid train, don't wait for that raid train to come in. Start running a couple of your items, you know, because the people that are there, sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm just waiting for the raid train." Well, what about us? We come here every day and you're not running anything until they get here, you know? So just keep that in mind. I don't know. I've noticed that. I've heard that from a lot of people that they're like, "What about us? We chop liver or what?" You know? Yeah, think about it like that. And then the other thing is, even if you run a little quick giveaway for them, or you go, "Hey, you guys, just for being here early," because you always usually go like 5 minutes live before one. Yeah, and we don't think about it. Sometimes I've done it too, where, "Hey, you guys, you know what? We're gonna wait till the raid train gets here, and I'll start the giveaway." But like, if you know you're gonna get raided at 10 o'clock and you go on at 9:55, I know people are late sometimes. Start the giveaway if the rule is started at the beginning. Start the giveaway at, 9:59, so you don't have to worry about pressing it, because we do forget. Write down who you're gonna raid. Things like that. Talk to people. And, then when the raid comes in, make sure you have show notes and let them know, "Hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you to," I'm just gonna say, "A Reworker's Passion for having me on your soap raid train. I got custom made doll head soaps in the bin, and I'm gonna run some weird art." I just made it up. And make sure you follow Reworker's Passion. And let's go. I already made some. I gotta show you. With your kit I bought. But they might be a little dangerous because they're sharp. They're glass inside. But I do want you to make me some. Tamika, what's up? How are you doing? Anyway, you get the idea. If you don't know who you're gonna raid, write it down. You're nervous. Okay, doing a train, you're nervous. But think about what the experience is of the viewer, the buyer, right? Even if you're nervous, tell them, "Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm really nervous today, or I'm kind of hyper, so bear with me. I might start yelling and get all crazy." And right, like last night, I did that on purpose. So just be mindful of that. Run your stuff right away. "Hey, you guys, for being here early, I'm gonna run a little jar of marbles, $3, $5, whatever price you want." It's going good, thank you. We were testing out barcode scanner. Yeah, we were testing out barcode scanner. I didn't go too deep in it, but just showing them these are the options you could do it. All right, good luck. Yay. I can't wait. Glassy soap, interesting idea for a novel. I mean, Hey Jenny, what's going on? Anyway, my whole idea behind like talking about stuff is because I like to kind of curate my chat shows now, because in the past I've like done random Q&As, and it goes like this. Shipping question. How do you get people in your shows? You spend like an hour on each thing, right? A half hour, let's say 20 minutes on each thing. Shipping. Where do I get the boxes? Where do I do this? Where do I do this? How do you list? How do you run? What kind of camera do you have? Shipping, 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 shipping. You can't see me doing it. Shipping like a robot. Yeah, rinse and repeat. And if you have a chat show, you know what I'm talking about. Or if you've been in the chat show. So like if I cover a subject, it's not to be rude. I just say, "You know what? We already covered that. I don't want to double repeat it. If you want to purchase something from the Buy It Now, you can rewatch this stream for up to 60 days." Like, I always make sure people know that, just in case. Matter of fact, I'll run my little like positivity stickers. I have stickers, cards, all kinds of things. Yeah, I know. And you have to learn, like, what do you want as a business? Even when you run something, I'm gonna call out a seller on here. Yeah, I'm gonna call out a seller right now who's doing a really cool job. I really like that. I'm gonna move the iPad and I'm gonna turn off the camera for a minute. Okay. So I've seen this thing. I should just start wrapping shipping. Ready? Should I make one up on the fly? Okay, I'll make one on the fly. Don't wrap, but I'm gonna try it. Okay. Get ready. Shipping, shipping. Don't be tripping. It's not that hard. Yo, that's it. Okay, I'm there. I'm close. I'm close. I need a couple of wrap classes. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I have something. Yeah, I just figured it out. I could probably do some if I just think about it. But I'm not cool. I'm not cool as trends at all. I should have had made me a shipping song. Damn it, now it's like 100 times the price. Yeah, if you had a quarter for every chat show and Facebook shipping questions, you'd be rich. Me too. Yeah. So my point too on talking about shipping, and I'll get into it, is where are you gonna learn about shipping at? Go to Whatnot. Okay. Here's the best source. This is the source this is the only source in the world, okay, with correct information. I'm not kidding you about all your shipping that you need to know and Whatnot. There's a lot of sellers that have good information, but they are not 100% correct. Yep, because they're going to give you the version that works for their business model. So if you're a beginner seller and you've never sold anything, and you go to somebody who's sold 100,000 items, they're probably not going to give you the best shipping advice because they forgot what it's like to start out with the beginning, right? It's been years. So they're not intentionally giving you wrong info. They're just telling you what works for them. It is not going to work for you. It may, but it might confuse you. And so maybe where you should start at step number 1 about shipping, they're putting you right at step number 10. Don't do that, guys. It's going to end up screwing your whole business up, especially if you're a glass seller or you sell like fragile, bulky, big kind of items. I see people do it all the time. I've seen it for the last 4 years. So my biggest thing is use help.whatnot.com. Okay. But keep in mind when you're seeking shipping support, like on Whatnot from other sellers, figure out what they're selling. If they sell something like you and they're doing a chat show, go over and watch and see what they do and learn from it. But watch out. If you're a beginner, you're brand new, you're a green pea, you're a noob, right? You're just learning. I'm not trying to discourage you from going to those shows for advice, but a lot of times that shipping advice is geared for volume selling. Okay. And it can really confuse you and cost you money. I've had 4 people in the last couple of weeks, maybe even more now. No, it is more because I just got a new one yesterday. You have to go back. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me see what Stephanie said. Don't complicate it. Quit watching 100 YouTube tutorials and just do it. Do it, do it, do it. Everyone ships differently. You're going to just have to do it to learn it. Say it again. Yeah, 100%. I see it a lot. So I will always help people if I can when I'm live. I get a lot of messages. People message me like, "Can you help me with shipping?" I do it enough in my streams that I now I'm at the point where I won't message people to teach them about shipping. It's too much. They get confused. Yes, thank you for the tip. My Danny D is broken, so that ain't the one. Thank you very much. That was so nice of you. I appreciate you. Tip. Thank you. Tippa tippa dippa. That's what we call it, right? That was from OMG's husband. OMGYG, OG seller on the app. That's what they would always say. Thank you so much. That was so nice. Yeah, so I know I have a lot of friends that sell in here and they find what works for their business. There's a lot of new sellers who have, like I said, never sold anything. And then they come to Whatnot and they've got a storage unit or a garage full of stuff. And they've got like a big giant a sun that hangs on the wall in a patio. And they think they could ship it for $9.21 because that's what somebody else told them in another stream. But it weighs 40 pounds. You can't. You can't. Please don't start with the big items. So my goal is to walk people through it basic. Don't overcomplicate it. You're getting all this different information. A lot of times people don't even know what they're talking about because they're selling postcards or PDFs. They haven't shipped big physical items to figure out that kind of shipping. So you learn as you go, you put it in correctly based on, a bunch of different factors. Yeah, there is a thing on here that a lot of people do, and they tell you, okay, let's see what I have in front of me that's super light. Okay, so forget having a scale. This is not my advice. This is where people make the mistake. And then I'm going to go into your guys' questions and you can ask me about shipping it now. Tony, what's up? We got a raid. Tony's here. His and Her Shop Chicago. What's going on? You guys want an awesome, awesome couple that sells some beautiful, rare, and unique glass, fairy lamps, all the things? Go check them out. I've been wanting to give you a shout out. I haven't seen you in the morning, so thank you for coming in and hanging out. Okay, so say for example, there's some sellers that give this advice. I am against this advice 100%, unless your item weighs this much. Okay, so I see sellers selling things like, we'll use this like a coin. Okay, just pretend this is a little coin, and they're like run at 8 to 11 ounces. Okay, that's just a cover for my camera. Okay. This weighs like 0 to 1. Actually, yeah, 0 to 1 ounce. I can't ship it PW. But they run stuff this small at 8 to 11 ounces. Yeah, I don't either. I stopped. Okay. 8 to 11 ounces. So that means you paid 11 ounces for this tiny little piece of metal. Okay. You overpaid for shipping. But if you buy one more, you're going to get, now there's no free shipping unless somebody offers it as a seller. So if I run another one of these coins at 8 to 11 ounces, now you're at 22 ounces. You paid $9.21 already. You unlocked what everybody thinks is free shipping because it says free shipping. It is not free shipping. It is not free shipping. You already paid for up to 5 pounds. But I'm going to eat up all your free shipping with my 8 to 11 ounce. Okay? You guys understand that part so far? So run it at the actual weight. Because like I see stuff like this. I sold this last night. Little painted Murano bottle. Okay? It's 4 to 7 ounces. I got to put it in a box. I'm not going to put it 8 to 11 ounces. That's just ridiculous. So maybe that's an extra $2. Good morning. Welcome in. An extra $2. But I would rather my buyer buy more items from me and pay actual shipping weight. Like there's no reason why like little things like this little Buddha. Yeah, no problem. This little Buddha right here should be 8 to 11 ounces. Okay. So if you're new, this is like a 1 to 3 ounce item. Even if I have to put this in a box, it's going to go in a bigger box because it has glass. I'm not gonna like make my buyer pay more. And it might not be that much money, but they could buy more items from me in that 5 pounds. Is everybody with me now so far on this? Yeah. And so don't complicate it. If you put an item in and you've got like this little glass bottle right here, this has, you know what's inside this? A ghost and positive energy. There's nothing in it, but it's marketing. And I run this item 1 to 3 ounces, right? Because it's got to go in the little box, a little paper. I would never put it 8. So my person buys this item 1 to 3 ounces. Now they have 3 ounces. Okay. They have to buy, what? 5 more, 6 more to get 9.21. Because when Whatnot has this 1, 2, 3 ounce, and this weighs maybe 2 ounces with the package, I have to pick that weight class. In that weight class, it will calculate 3 ounces. Okay? Because the cost for 1 ounce, 2 ounces, and 3 in that weight class is the same. If I put it on 4 to 7 ounces, I would literally be overcharging you shipping by $1 or so. Probably $1, right? Not so much, but it's not because I preload. I mean, I could pick it up and go, oh, I can't run this. It's just like common sense. So then I would sell another one and another one and another one. And then the person has 7 of them, right? Or no, 6 of them. Yeah, 6 of them. And then they pass you need to have 16 ounces for a pound. Whatnot works in ounces until you reach a pound in the listing. So it's like 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 11, 12 to 15. That all ships ground advantage. That means you use your own box or bubble mailer or poly mailer. There's certain ways you ship, like the 0 to 1, 1 to 3, that's plain white envelope for stickers, paper, ephemera, less than 1/4 of an inch. That cannot go in any kind of plastic mailer at all. It's meant for flat, 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 flat. Okay? Always. And so if your item 0 to 1 ounce is packaged, it's 0 to 1 ounces. If your item weighs 1 ounce, you have to pick 1 to 3. Okay? But Whatnot will take that 3 ounce, that max weight. It's just the way it works. Okay, so we're all with me so far. So when you get to a pound, your items, what they'll do is if someone's shopping and buying like these little jars, what Whatnot does, they created this thing in their system, and it will take this item. So the next purchase they buy will combine, they will bundle. They call it smart bundling. It bundles the next item together with the shipping. So now I got 6 ounces because I sold two, right? Then somebody buys another 1 to 3 ounce item, 9 ounces. It's bundling them together. It's reducing, it's like this. It's $9.21 for 5 pounds. Okay. You might not buy 5 pounds. You're going to pay for whatever you buy up to $9.21. Okay. So now I probably paid for the first one. It's always a little bit more because you get a discount as you buy more on the shipping, basically. So that first one might be $4.50, which to people seems like a lot, but it's just what it is. If you go to the post office, it's probably like $7. I just mailed a tiny box yesterday. Ground Advantage, it was $12. It wasn't even going far either. Oh, that's good, Tony. You're able to do that now. I love that. Yeah. So it's just think that it's going to bundle it together for you as a buyer and as a seller. So understand that now we're what, 9 ounces? So then they buy something else that's 4 to 7 ounces. Let's just play a little game with your brain. Uh-oh, my brain. How many is 7 and what are we at? 9 and 7? Are we at enough? 16. That's 1 pound. Doesn't look like it'd be a pound, right? But you got to add the box weight. Okay. So we're at, hey, bunny, 1 pound. That means I can't ship at Ground Advantage anymore. Welcome in, bunny. I can't ship at Ground Advantage. It will go priority mail. So now this is where it changes. The box you could use is your box. You can use your box. Keep in mind, don't use food boxes from the freezer. You're running a business here. Okay. Don't use the food boxes. They get kind of gross. They do have a smell to them. But if you want to recycle, recycle all you want. Okay. I'm giving my buyer the box from the post office. I don't want to buy any boxes. I actually am at a point now, I don't have to buy any boxes anymore unless they're big. I got a connection and I'm good now. So 1 pound priority mail. Not going to talk about flat rate yet. So 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, up to 5 pounds, you would pay $9.21. So you can use priority mail box. What if you sell what 2 pounds to somebody? They didn't buy their 5 pounds in that show, and you accidentally didn't do the weight right, but they only had 2 pounds on the weight, but it weighs 4 pounds. Calm down. Guess what? You can adjust the box size or the weight, and you should. You should. So if somebody comes to 2 and you made a mistake and you put paper and you double boxed it, but it's 4 pounds, change the label. So after your show, you do that. Instead of hitting generate label, you hit the pencil, and then the pencil will allow you to edit. The box default is 12 by 12 by 12. Okay. The weight is going to calculate whatever you put in for the weight class. If you didn't calculate any weight for the packaging materials in the weight class, which is usually like an ounce or two, it depends on the box size, then you're going to need to make up for it on the end. Okay. Don't leave it at 15 ounces. Don't do that. Okay. Because if the post office catches it, they're going to charge your buyer, and your buyer is not coming back. 100% not coming back. Okay. Vocal Vixen, I'm going to answer that in a second. So currently, if you're a new seller, Whatnot has it set up that the buyer pays for the shipping 100%. If you change any of those settings, which new sellers don't have the ability to do that, then you will pay out of your pocket. Now, if you make a mistake and say, for example, you've made 5 mistakes, Whatnot will give you 5 free adjustments. When I say adjustments, what they'll do is, say, for example, I sold a bunch of stuff to Blasian Bunny and she paid for 5 pounds. But when I packaged everything up, because I'm real meticulous about it, and I put the right packaging materials, it's 8 pounds now. I'm freaking out. I'm going to have to pay another $9.21. I can fit it in the box. If I can fit it in the box, I'm going to edit. So the box isn't 12 by 12 by 12. Maybe it's 10 by 8 by 6. And I put the 8 pounds on there because the box size is smaller than 12 by 12 by 12. It shows that I have to, at a label adjustment, right? I put the right weight in there, the 8 pounds. I change the box size every single time. And then it shows me, you have went over, I forget what the message says, and it'll show you an amount, and it says like $1.50. So I say, okay. And then when I do it, it takes one of my free adjustments for the $1.50. So I'm like, If I have used all of my free shipping adjustments, or I'm just trying to save them for those big bulky items, I got news for you guys. Those big bulky items, it's not going to let you do a 3 cubic foot box. It's going to charge you for that. So it's really important to get your shipping down. Don't paranoid. Don't overthink about it. Don't, if you're out there listening to all this different advice like I talk about, don't just run stuff at 8 to 11 ounces. Unless your item fits in that weight class, don't. Because shipping, like I said, isn't free. You will pay for it. The buyer will pay for it at some point. I mean, the buyers pay for it all the time. Um, And I know there's a lot of people that do the max shipping. Until your feet are completely wet, don't do, you can't do it anyway. You can't do it. So don't do it, okay? And buyers do like discount shipping, but buyers like items that arrive safe. You guys like broken stuff? Who likes broken stuff? Say I. You guys want broken stuff, right? Because some people won't pack. They will not pack good, or they'll take priority mail bubble mailers and they will wrap the items in that, which you're not allowed to do, and then they will put them in the priority mail boxes and ship it. You only like broken cookies? Okay. I don't want broken cookies if I buy cookies from you. I like a bite though. You're funny. But you see my point. Yeah. Okay. Some people do logic. Okay, let's see what Tony is saying right here. We do 921 max shipping. Logic of it is you'll pay on a bigger order. Yeah. If max shipping means higher ticket amount. Yeah, exactly. So people have to justify doing that and make it right for their business. I want to ship an elephant with one of my adjustments. Feels right. Yeah, good luck. Those days are over. We could ship a car before. Ask Live in Bliss. There was a magical 20-pound box that was like huge. But I think really if you would have shipped that way, I think the buyer could have caught that. A couple of people did it. Perfect, perfect, Bunny. Throw them in some ice cream. Oh, what kind of ice cream? But the max shipping thing is like a whole other thing that um new sellers cannot like turn that on. Okay. New sellers don't have that option to turn that on. Just so you know. Are we able to see if there is ever a dispute on any order? Maybe at arriving damaged. Okay, I'm gonna finish shipping and then we can talk about that. Hold on, let me write that down. You can. It'll be on your order history there with your sold items. Okay. If a fairy lamp survived 2 world wars and 2 global pandemics, but not your crappy packing. No, it's yeah. The folks that don't pack shouldn't be selling stuff. If they can't take the time to pack an item correctly, they're probably in the wrong business. I see a lot of crappy packaging. I just got a picture the other day, like I said. Okay, so when you're paying for 921, it's 1 to 5 pounds. But if you're selling small items that will fit flat rate, then you can have a flat rate show, and that would be like 1 pound to 70 pounds. You just have to set it up correctly because in the flat rate, okay, if you're selling it by the box and you open the box up and you show them all the stuff and you run that box, you're going to want to make a custom shipping profile for up to 70 pounds in one box. Okay. You are not going to want to run that and say this is a 10-pound box because here's what happens. And this hurts a lot of people. They run that box for say they put 10 pounds, 15, say 20 pounds on it. What the thing with the smart bundling is because it wasn't a custom shipping profile to mean one item per box. Guess what? That 20 pounds, if they buy another box, it calculates it. If you had max shipping on, you're paying for the next box. You're paying for the next box. You don't get to use a free shipping adjustment on that. That's coming out of your money. Okay. Now, I don't recommend max shipping in the beginning, not until you understand it a little bit more. So, 5, 10 shows, maybe 20. I don't do max shipping. I don't think it does too much for me. I've done it and I had more sales when I didn't do it. So there are people, um, you know what? There are people that it works for, and some people it doesn't. You just got to try and see what's for you, but make sure you understand shipping. Like Stephanie said earlier, don't overthink it. Um, Chin Bin again. Hello. You know what? To rewatch it would be to purchase anything in the Buy It Now. I have some stickers. I have this replay right here that you could watch it for up to 60 days. You'll be able to see the video. It's in your activity if you buy something. But there's other items in my Buy It Now. So it's in the activity, and then it'll be like the purchase of the item, and then you could click on it'll be like video receipt, and it'll be in there. Thank you for your purchase. Mimi, thank you. You're very welcome. Okay, and then let's see here. All right, I want to go back up because people were asking. So shipping is one of those things where, thank you for your purchase. So shipping is one of those things that you have to tackle it one step at a time. Okay, I've taught shipping school. Um, I just feel like it's super important to handhold your buyers. You want them to have 100% positive buyer experience. So you need to know more about the shipping because someone may come in and go, "You bundle?" Okay, I have a question for you guys. What does bundle mean to you guys? If someone comes in and says, "Do you bundle?" What does that mean? Like, there's no wrong answer because everybody has a different idea. Like, I'll answer. Does bundle mean like, oh, do you discount if I buy more? Does bundle mean you ship it in one box? Make a pile? Yep, see, these are all good. More than one item can ship in a box. Yeah, I always ask just to see, items in one box. Yeah, like you want to bundle up to 5 pounds kind of thing, right? One transaction. So if you're a seller, the one transaction like that is great for you because you're only paying that extra up to how many items, right? Michelle, hello, hola. Discount on more. Yeah. It means so many different things to different people, right? So, you know what? Don't assume. Ask the buyer when they ask you if you bundle, can you ask them, hey, what do you mean by that? Let me know. Hello. I got my hearts back. They're working. Wait, wait. We got hearts. We got a nice heart. Sending all the love to all the friends. Hey, let's drop some hearts right now. Let's drop some hearts. It means so many different things, right? It means, so maybe ask your buyer, hey, what do you mean by that? Yeah, let's take a minute. Let's quote our friend, a reworker's passion. My friend, I love Leslie. She's some good stuff. Um, what? What? I don't do any TikTok dances. I only do TikTok raps. Drop the hearts for all the friends going through all the things. Because you never know, you might be that friend who's, going through something right now. We all have the things. We all go through really hard things, but you guess what? We're gonna make it out okay. It's just a temporary thing. And no matter what, only you can keep moving forward. Okay. I like to always talk about that and make sure people are seeing and, you know, understand I'm thinking about you guys. Yeah. Drop in the hearts. That's the new hearts. Um, yeah, so it does mean something different to everybody. But don't be afraid to say, hey, listen, you asked me about bundling. Could you clarify? Like, are you looking for making a pile? Because that's probably the first one you want to do. And then get a piece of paper and write their name down and write how much. Now, sometimes people don't do that. They just run lists. They run an auction and then you get it. But I like that idea. Maybe I'll do that one night. Yeah, Mimi, very good. So if you're a new seller, don't bundle. Preload and run auctions. Preload and run auctions because every sell, every transaction that you do, it's one item sold. One item sold. So now you got 999 to do. Don't be like me. I didn't really care about 1,000. That was no big deal because I'm not here for like a month. I'm here for the long term. So when I sell stuff, I would do tons of bundles. I got 20,000 items sold, but if you look at my profile, it's like I don't know. I don't know how many, 6,000. I never even care about it. It's not a goal for me. My goal is the buyer experience. That's actually my goal is customer service. Yeah, so new sellers might not want to do that. I did do it a lot. I didn't really care, but if you want to get that instant payout, then absolutely you can do that for sure. It's totally up to you. Thank you for being here, you guys. If I haven't said it yet, I've had a couple of buyers think that bundling meant I would combine several auction items and start them at the Dazzle Depot. I stopped doing that. I would do that for people and then they would leave. And it's like, when you do that, you lose buyers waiting. I personally don't recommend at all. Nope. Yes, life is suffering indeed, Tony. I don't do that. I did that actually, and then the guy goes, "Oh, can you take that out?" And then after that, I just don't take those kind. But I'm happy to set it aside. I'm not going to delete it and run it. I might add them up and run it, and then I got to go back and just delete the items. But I've had that happen, and then I've had that happen where I made a bundle, I sold the bundle, and someone was looking at the item. They went in the bin and bought the item because I said, "Don't buy the item in the bin. I'm going to go and delete it," and they bought the item. That's that. They wanted it. Yeah. I canceled it. I had to cancel it because I already made the deal with the person I was running it, and they knew. Hey, Kelly Thrift, what's going on? Thank you. And it does mess up your inventory. Yeah, I don't do it. I think there were trolls for like a short while doing that. You're welcome. You're in the right place, Mimi. You're in the right place. Request for Andy. You want me banned, huh? Envy. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Pikachu. I'm peeking at you. I got a new one. Surprise. Okay. If you need instant payout for your business to operate, you need a business plan. Wait, time out. Time out. This is big. This is huge. This is huge. Hold on. I got to get the mic up close. If you need instant payout for your business to operate as a business, you need a business plan. Thank you. Thank you. Stop the presses. Here it comes. Yes, that's right. It's true. It's true. Who cares? I don't care about instant payout. I feel like people should have to sell more than 1,000 items for it. Truth be told, that's my personal opinion. I really do, because there's a lot of people that are selling stickers, right? They can't now. They have changed that. So, um, just don't even think about it. Yeah, you have goals. Goals are awesome, but if that's what people are here for that, they're missing out on that other thing. Figure out your priorities for your business, but I'm just saying that in general, like not to anybody specific, but a lot of people want that. They think, and it is a huge accomplishment to sell 1,000 items on Whatnot. I mean, I know a lot of sellers on here that have been on here for years. It's not their priority. They've sold 500, 600 items. They don't care. I think yeah, because that would be, now there's probably exceptions, in the terms about the stickers. And this was conversation a few months ago. I mean, it could be 6 months now, but we can talk about that. So, there were a lot of people popping up on Whatnot, and they were doing like $1 sticker in the Buy It Now. Okay. And they had like 2,000 stickers, and they would get people to go in there. Okay. And they would buy their dollar sticker. But here's the catch: they would do a dollar sticker. Okay. And then they would put it on a flash sale for 90% off. Okay. So it would be a 10-cent sticker. Hold on. So then they would pay like 80 cents for the sticker, the buyer. The seller would sell. I saw this girl, it happened to this girl. She sold 1,000 stickers at $1. Okay, they really weren't. I don't know why that did that. I'll fix it. So just so you guys know, just alone on 1,000 stickers, okay, she had to pay 30 cents. Can you guys do the math and see how much her fees were? So she sold what? Of her dollars, she got like, yeah, 300 plus. $300 she had to pay she paid the buyers to buy her stickers. So people were doing this as, yeah, so smart, genius, 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 right? Now, it doesn't prove to me that, and I'll explain why it was that much. Okay. That's right, Mimi. You know it. Take care of your buyers, make them have a good time. They're here for the entertainment. They are here for the entertainment. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. They are here for the entertainment. They're here for me, this girl. They're here for her. Okay? They're here for the entertainment. That is it. They're not here for me. They're here for the weird things I'm going to do in the middle of the night. Okay? They're here for that kind of stuff. Or maybe my knowledge. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe dancing feet. Okay? Maybe dancing feet. Yeah. I don't dance. I don't know how. Yeah, you want the customer happy. So people have different goals. But the person, what they did was when you sell an item for $1, say you sell one item, you sell it for $1, you're not paying 8% on that. Because of the 30 cents, you're paying almost 50% commission on one item. You need to sell like $50 and stuff to pay 8%. You're here for the voice. Hello, Kimmy D. I love it. So imagine it's 10 cents. I know. No, I'm selling feet pig. Just wait. Just wait till you see my feet. I am selling them. If I get banned, I won't get banned. But if I do, you've heard it here first. I won't. But it's good. It's coming soon. I will be doing some handmade. Um, it's a whole experience. I love what you guys are saying here. Absolutely. What up? So remember, they flash sale 90% off their dollar item, 10 cents. There's 30 cents. They're already in the whole 20 cents. Then you take the 8%, you take the 2.9, they paid the buyer, but they had to pay $300 in fees just to reach 1,000 sold items. It doesn't make them a good seller, a good shipper. They're shipping stickers. Now, I'm not discounting anybody that sells stickers on this app. There's some incredible sticker sellers. But like a single sticker, they're just going to put it in an envelope. They're probably not even going to put a packing slip, or they're going to put one and they're just going to mail it off. That doesn't show me that the person has sold. So they were trying to do this as like a loophole so they could get their instant payout. And well, it worked for a little bit for some people, but then Whatnot said, no, you can't do that. And that's actually like against the terms. There's a thing in there. Rescued Vintage, Ohio. What is going on? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. How was your show? Let all the friends know. Thank you, Kimmy D. Thank you. Thank you. I know you guys really want the squirrel. Yeah, envelopes, stickers, time. Um, yeah, so probably spent, I don't know. I don't know. It's not my problem, but I've seen it so many times. But Whatnot kind of put a stamp on it. Yeah. Whatnot, yeah, label, and people are paying like 2 and 4 cents for their labels. Let's check out Rescued Vintage, Ohio. We know what's up. Okay, 5.0 review, less than 1 day ship time. Almost sold 2K. Tons of shows, pop-ups, ephemera, glass, all kinds of goodies. Okay, and obsessed. This is the profile. Obsessed with vintage and Victorian glass. I love it. Rescuing the old and imperfect. Ooh, I'm already hooked. I ship with materials that as a seller you can reuse. I love it. Hates the tape. I'm digging it. Yeah. Tape is the bane of my packing existence. I love that. Everybody follow Jackie. That's rescued vintage _ Ohio. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. I hope it was a good one. Okay. So I'm going to keep going with what we've been talking about. Yeah. And this is the other thing, just what his and her shop Chicago. That's Tony. It's about trust. For the record, Shanna, nor I have ever called ourselves glass experts. However, it's a huge show of trust others have. Absolutely. It's a good idea. Like in the beginning, nobody knows you. And if they know you from like other platforms and different things, they've seen you, they bought from you, they come to Whatnot. If you don't have any of that, it's time to build buyer trust. It's huge, and you sometimes got to give people a chance. I know for me, I've given new sellers a chance in various categories, and I've been disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I've had my order canceled. I've had stuff sent and not packed in a sandwich bag, because a lot of people that are new, they don't know. They have no clue and they need to learn. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing, but learn how to pack something. There's so many free resources to get packing materials and different things that cost you nothing to recycle. You know what I mean? Welcome in, Barb. We're just talking about all the things whatnot. Let's see, let's see. It's the whole experience. I just want to read some of your guys. Whatever, Tony. You know you love it. Would you pay 300 for instant payout? I would love to see the cost analysis on that. Okay, I'll have it for you next time. Yeah, it'll be a total loss in the red. In the red. What's up, movie poster? So, just my point being, when buyers come to your show, how many of you guys like look at someone's profile to see if they have reviews or what their feedback says? I watch videos if I want to sell something that I want to ship of people shipping. That's good. Yes. Yes. Usually check profile and feedback. Yeah. Stephanie, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. I mean, when I see 4.9, doesn't mean you're a bad seller, but I want to know what happened. Why do you have a 4.9? And it's math. You know, it's based on all of your feedback scores, and then, if you have 10,000 feedback scores and one negative, you're still going to be 5.0. But if you have like less than 5 stars, then why? So I'll look in the feedback because I want to see, especially if they're a glass seller. Yep. And when I see when I see the reviews where somebody responds negatively to the buyer left a review and it was like 3 stars, like, I love the item, but the box was banged up and it took 4 weeks to get here. Like that kind of stuff. When I see that, and then the person who sold it to them writes back, well, I told you it would take 2 weeks because I was having surgery. When I see that, I'm like, yeah, that's not a seller I want to deal with because it sounds like an excuse, right? 4 weeks is a really long time, but I really do check that out myself. And sometimes the lower rating is bogus, but you know what? I'm seeing it in print, but I'm going by if the seller responds in a negative manner. It doesn't tell me anything bad about the person who left the review. It tells me more about the seller, to be honest, about their character. That's my opinion, though. And it's usually accurate. Sometimes people are like that. Yeah, nobody gets 5 stars. Hey, it depends on someone's mood too when they review you. Somebody could be like all pissed off and having a bad day, a fight with their spouse, their boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And then they're like, you know what? I don't want to give D 5 stars. I'm gonna give it 4.8, 4.2. I mean, it's happened. And I'm just like, I don't respond to any of the feedback. A couple I have. I should. I hear that people like that. Do you guys like when you read somebody's reviews and you see that they respond to all of them? It's a lot of work sometimes, you know? Yeah. Velvet Moon Studio, what's going on? Good morning. That's on every online format. Yeah. You know, I look at it like this. You wish we could filter the ratings low to high. I know. I wonder if that's intentional. Hello, Nikki. I saw you. I meant to say hi. You thank them when they leave a nice comment. You wish AI could respond. You might not. You might have a sassy one. It's probably coming in the future. Yeah, it's probably coming in the future. Um, I bet you it's coming in the future. Whatnot's developing so many things, but I'm sure their list is long and all the ideas that people bring to them. Okay, somebody asked me earlier and I want to address that. So, if you're here and you asked earlier, I'm going to address it. I hope you are. So, it was asked in the chat, is sharing shows from the stream to other people on the app a good thing? And I think I'm gonna let the insomniacs, the chat. Can you guys answer that? Do you like when people share their show to your inbox and you don't follow, you don't know them, they don't come in and engage, they don't make friendship, they're not look at. So the same answer is probably going to be no. Don't share your show We're to random people. I get on average 30 to 50 a week. H. Buckley, what's going on? There you go. It doesn't bother me as much because I don't look at them. Hey, Frugal Couture, what's up? What's going on? I don't know what I got here. I was trying to pull up my corn, it broke. What if they are previous buyers? Okay, if you guys buy from somebody, do you like your show? So here's the deal. One time, I don't care. Two times, I don't care. Is that an invitation for you to send me a show? No, not at all. I use my inbox for my buyers. It's for my business activity, not your business promotion. It will do nothing for your business. Zero, zip, zilch. Now, if you've had buyers, you can send them a message, but don't just send it and go come to my show and cut and paste it with everybody. Write a little note like, hey, you were a previous buyer. I hope you're doing well. Hello. My dog ate my shorts. Send them a message. And then don't send a link. Share your show in there and say, hey, I'm having a show on Thursday. I hope I can see you there. Here's a coupon. But I can tell you most of the time, I have a lot of buyer friends on here that are just buyers. They don't check the messages because they're busy buying on the app. Okay. But sending your show one time is not a big deal. Two times maybe. But I mean, I've had people that send me their show like 5 a week, the same person over and over and over. And as soon as you engage, I'm not going to block them. I've tried to educate them. They still do it. So I just unfollowed them. Now they can't send me the message um, because it's not going to do anything for your business. Even I talked to Whatnot about this, right? And people just need to learn that they would do better if they shared their show to social media, Facebook, Instagram, but I don't have one. We'll make one. If you're growing a business, make one. The you don't have to even post. Share your show to the social media. I actually have 2 new videos I'm going to publish. It's going to show you how to share your shows to Facebook and share your shows to Instagram and how to link people to come to Whatnot. Okay. I'm telling you, you guys are missing out. It will do nothing for you. Now, if you're sending it to buyers, it might. Ask your buyers. Send them a message. Invite them to that show with a coupon. Invite them to that show with a coupon. Make it a special coupon for just them. Okay. Make it for that show. I have a video. It's Seller Hub Marketing. Check it out. It'll show you how to make the coupon. But only make it for those buyers that come to the show. They can use one per show. You can make it never expire. My coupon code is in my notes. It's I love junk. In the notes, you click on it, it applies it to your wallet. You don't even have to think. Okay. But if you type in I love junk, you can use it for until, no, I won't say forever, but you can use it until I deactivate it. It's assigned to every single show. Every single show. But you can use it one time per show. So you can literally come in here and buy something every single day and use it. Yeah. Sometimes it glitches, but I always want people to know. You did H. Buckley. I love that video of your dog eating the shorts. But have you seen Lisa putting lip gloss on my TikTok today? So the point, if somebody messages me and I'm having a communication with them, I don't have a problem with that, right? But I might not get back to you because I have business hours. Yeah. I had somebody tag me in a show or someone called me out and said, oh, Dee can help you with shipping. And so they tagged me in the show and said, oh, can I message you about shipping? I said, sure. My business hours are 10 to 4. Did I ever hear from them? Nope. Do I care? No. It's just how it is because you can't help everybody. Everybody has to. She never wears lip gloss. 42, 43 layers. So, but understand this. If you send it and you've already done it, don't stress out about it. But you're not going to get a benefit. People archive it. Some people block you. Like they literally block you for messaging them that. Their shared show is what I'm talking about right now. Okay. Don't feel bad if you did. I mean, listen, we all got to learn, but it's meant to share your show to social media or maybe some of your buyers. Just understand that when you're new, you don't understand that. Okay. And you might not have social media. You gotta figure out what's best for you. Some people are at a stage in their life where they don't want to add social media. That's fine. You can share the show to your friends on your cell phone. You can copy a link and text all your friends it. Okay. So, but know that if you start sending it so many times, it's kind of a turnoff. It's kind of a turnoff. It is a turnoff. Because the chances of me as a buyer on the app, because I am a buyer, guess what? See, did it work? It doesn't even want to take my thumbs down. I'm not coming to the show. I'm not coming to the show. Usually people send them and then they don't say anything. Yeah, so but I know people don't know. People don't know, so I give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't block them. For what? I did have an automated thing set up and I had like tw it's only when I catch it. And like 20 people get it, okay? And 3 of the people were guys selling sports cards or promoting other people. So they were promoting other sellers' shows to me. I don't know if they were paid by the other seller or what, and they got bent out of shape, pissed off, blocked me. It was kind of funny actually, because I'm like, "You're so emotional. Why?" And, when I saw the message, I was like and all my message said you guys wanna hear what the message said? It was just a like a random one. And it wasn't rude or nothing, but I just thought, "Wow, you get so mad at that, but you're, like, sending a message, you've never been to my show, I don't follow you," and it's not it's just because of years of getting them. We used to be able to delete them. Yeah, we used to be able to delete them. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, we used to be able to do why can't I see my messages? Anyway, that's just my little rant about that. When people don't know, you gotta teach them. You gotta explain to them. When they know, they hopefully do better. I'm gonna read what you guys say here too in a minute. So, you know, it's okay, but like I have a few people that I'm talking to, like for example, I do one-on-one coaching, right? I do one-on-one coaching. So I help other sellers, I help new sellers because some people need a little bit of extra, right? They don't like to ask questions in here, so they're like, "D, you know what? Can you explain shipping to me and give me a demo of it one-on-one?" So they basically pay for that time and that service, but I send them like physical products for their business. It could be some boxes, it could be shipping tools, it could be tape, but I send them like a package because that they're getting that, but they're paying for a class with me, right? I'm gonna pin that item so people can actually see it, so they can learn more about it because some people need that or want that, and they didn't know that was offered. But I do offer that. I offer it also in less time. Yo, that was quick. But like my message just basically, actually I haven't sent it lately. I guess it's been a minute. But I'm looking at my inbox, my whatnot messages. I've scrolled down almost to the bottom now. It's all shared shows. It's not anything else. It's like literally stuff or could you check out my shop? Check out my shop. Let me know what you think. So I'm a person. I don't do this anymore. I don't do shipping through the messages because people get real confused. I'll try to help a few people that I know and that I communicate with. I don't mind that. That's not saying don't send me a message. But I'll let you know that shipping is one. I don't. But be aware, sharing your show is a form of spam. Okay. It is against the terms to like overshare your show. Okay. I've been trying to figure out how to live stream my Whatnot show to Facebook at the same time to entice people to come to Whatnot to buy. So, Barb, I have a YouTube channel. It is the same name here on Whatnot, D_archivist. And I have a Whatnot multicasting video that'll show you how to set it up. But you can multicast within the Whatnot app. You don't need any additional equipment or anything like that. You just basically go into the Whatnot app. I'll show you where it is. Would you like to see where it is? We can look at it right now. Let me pull up my camera setup and let's turn on the camera. Let me go back to my next show. Okay, we can do that. Why don't you guys wait, hold on. I had someone message me several times to leave them a review on my purchase. But if I don't have nothing nice to say, I won't review. That's fair. It's your business. You do not have to review people. If you had an amazing, like I always say this, if you had an amazing experience and you want to give them 5-star, 1-star, 2-star, that's up to you. Okay. They used to be able to see in the analytics, like the seller's name, but Whatnot changed it and they do it by a different thing. So they're not gonna know. They're gonna know, like, roughly the show it was in, but they're not gonna know who the person was. They do pretty good at that now. But if someone's messaging you that many times, they probably know they didn't do it right, or they're trying to get the payout. If they're a new seller, they're trying to get that payout. Okay. But if they have a situation like that, not everybody, not, you haven't earned everybody's review. I have a few that didn't do the right thing. I bought some jewelry recently from a seller, and they didn't disclose that it was broken. I think it broke in shipping, and it was in this terrible box that got kind of smashed. But I wanted the stones on it. It didn't matter to me, but I would have liked to know just for the point. But I did still leave 5 stars, but I didn't write anything. Yeah, I didn't write anything. No, I left 4 stars. My bad. I did leave 4 stars because it should have been disclosed. Period. And it was a nice piece. I just wanted the stones for this other bracelet. Yeah, but that's just me. But again, somebody wrote in here, they leave a note, they do. Not everybody's going to review you. Some people don't do reviews at all, because they don't want people seeing their name on your. They might be. Keep in mind this too, like just for other people listening. Um, some sellers buy from you that are others. They are sellers, right? Sellers buy from sellers, and then they resell it. They don't want to leave feedback because they don't want people to know where they bought their goods. Period. It's like their source. All right, a resource for them. All right, let's turn on the other camera and I'll show you to do the multicasting. Okay, so let me unpin this particular item. Okay, so when we are in our shows, before we go live, okay, once you set it up, it's turned on, but there's some work you got to do. Okay, so this is in the Seller Hub, this is on the app. Okay, I'm going to go over here to my show. So you got to have a show scheduled to do this. Now, I'm going to do my best to just show the bottom of the screen. Okay. Now, I don't think it's cut off on Android. I should have put my camera up a little bit higher for you guys. Okay. So see how it says start show right there? So you got your show scheduled, you got your items loaded in, and you want to multicast to Facebook. So as long as you have a Facebook account, I'm going to click on start show. Now it says edit streaming options. It already has my YouTube on there. I'm not going to mess with my YouTube. I'm going to hit edit streaming options. This is where you set up your Facebook. Okay. So I don't have my account linked. I'm not going to go in it because I don't have Facebook on this app and everything. And usually because what it will do is it'll click into it and it'll I actually have to log in. I don't share that info on this iPad. It's not my iPad, so it doesn't have my info. But if you hit link account, it's basically going to link you over to Facebook and do a couple of steps. And then once it brings you back to here, it'll be like this, and you click on here and it'll show like the Facebook account name here. And then you can turn it on or you can turn it off. Okay. Here's a little tip I'll give you. The first time you set it up, don't turn it on until you're live. Don't turn it on until you're live. The reason I say this is sometimes it glitches and doesn't work, but you could try it, turn it on ahead of time because you're only doing Facebook, and then let it push over. I'm on OBS, so it might be funky. So I only turn it on right after I go live. So it usually takes me like a minute or two. Okay? So all you have to do is turn that on, activate it, I guess, once it's set up. So when you go through the settings of it, right? You're basically saying to Whatnot Tech is saying, "Hey, it's me, Facebook. Is it okay if I share this data with you?" And then you say yes and agree, and then it's set up. Okay. But there is a YouTube video on my YouTube channel called multicasting. It's like one of my main videos. Once that's done, and you could the first time if you're using OBS, I would do it after you're live. Sometimes with the phone it doesn't work, but I do know some tricks. I'm gonna hit done, and then I can click go live and start my show and it'll work. Now, let me show you another trick if it doesn't work. Let's go in this show. This is the show I'm in right now. Sometimes my YouTube doesn't work, sometimes it does. Okay, you see over here, we've got the 3 dots. You see that? I know it's only going to show you my thumbnail. Yeah. So if I click on the 3 dots, it's going to give me seller tools. Now, I'm on an iPad, so I use Apple. Okay, so if you have Android, you cannot do multicasting yet that I'm aware of. Okay, thank you, movie poster. Now, because I'm live, I can't like edit my show, but I can go over to multicast. This is a little trick. I taught this trick on Whatnot actually. A lot of sellers would go live and it glitched. And one day I was messing around with it and I went into while I was live and I went over, say it said inactive. And I went over here and it was off. I could turn it on and it would go on like that. And then once it goes on, once it works, it's going to look like this. And mine sometimes works, but you got to check on YouTube on another device. Okay. And once it works, it'll have something like here. See how it says that little connect casting to, and it'll show YouTube. And that's pretty much it. But you want to, sometimes I communicate with YouTube, sometimes I don't. Sometimes there's lots and lots and lots of trolls, a lot of trolls. But you know what? I troll them right back. You have to sometimes mute words. Like I would get asked so many questions that were trolly questions, but that's kind of how you do it. The little trick is if it doesn't work and it's your only device, you have to quit the app entirely and turn it off and then come back in. You got to play around with it. But you can turn it on. Or if you decide to end it, then with the phone, you can just toggle it off. It will stop recording, but it might still broadcast a black screen with a W after that. Okay. Um, when I click to start show, it gives me the option to multicast. Is that the way? Yes. Okay. You asked that before. I had someone message me. Okay. I think we're okay. Yeah. So Rick and Rice, my stream is with, I use OBS. And then I have like one, two, I have three, four, 5 cameras, but I use them not all at the same time. It's too much. But I can play around and switch it. I have a little tiny camera here. I have a camera above it that's like a DSLR Sony. And then, but this camera is adjustable. Like I could move it up. Matter of fact, let me move it up a little bit. This happened last night. I was playing with this new way of mounting it. There we go. We can get the whole screen now. There we go. I just don't want it to drop. Okay. That's a little better, right? Now we got the whole screen. Almost. We almost got the whole screen. We just got a reflection of the one light. You have the Dodgers muted. Okay, there we go. It's so weird, like it's crooked. I think my camera is crooked, but whatever. Okay, so let me see what we have up here that I missed. I've created a Spotify list for my show, but afraid of getting in trouble on YouTube. You will. You will. You can't do that. You don't own the rights to play the music. You don't have the license for it. And Spotify has their own set of rules and terms and conditions you probably should read. Um, People play music all the time on Whatnot. It doesn't mean they're allowed to do it. They do it anyhow, but there still is something in the terms and conditions. I highly recommend that you go to whatnot.com/privacy terms and read it. It's at the very bottom. It talks about it. I just like to tell people where it is. They can figure it out for themselves. A lot of people play music. I used to, but when I multicast to YouTube, understand that you will get a copyright strike. And you can dispute it or delete it. I know that something's funny. But you're not getting away from it. I don't know if you don't get 15 strikes, but if you have 15 songs, you get 15 strikes. What it is they just tell you that you're playing, you're not, if, okay, here, let me do it this way. So say for example, I multicast over and I've got a Spotify list of Billie Eilish. Okay. And I have her songs playing in the background and it's super low and you guys could not barely hear it, but I have it. And it picks up and goes to YouTube. YouTube has basically software, AI if you want to call it that, but it's software that can hear the music and it can pick, oh, this is a licensed song. Strike number 1. You play 5 other songs, strike number 5. So what happens is if you're monetized on YouTube and you're making money from YouTube, okay, that portion of your video you won't get paid for. So maybe the whole video you don't actually the whole video you won't get paid for if you have one strike. And don't try to sing the songs on your own. You might suck. You might drive the buyers away. No, I'm totally kidding. That's a red chat comment. Don't try singing the songs if you can't sing. BBC. Okay? So just know that when you play the songs, it won't monetize you. You could dispute it or edit. Sometimes they don't let you dispute it. So you could have a video out there, it'll play the music, but here's what sucks. So if you're talking, their technology allows you. So if I get this strike, I got one here's what's weird. I used a royalty-free YouTube song because I get the YouTube music with being monetized. Okay. I picked a song from a long time ago. It was like unknown. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, I got a message on an alert. They send you like a message thing. It says, your video will not, cannot be you cannot get paid for it. And I was just like, what? I used the YouTube royalty free. Well, the artist decided a lot of people were using the music and want to make money. So they'll get a penny or two, but that all adds up, right? That adds up. But the point being, you could can you whistle? But can you? Can you? Is the question. It picks up the weirdest thing. I did sing one night. You missed out. And it picked up as I was singing the song that belonged to somebody else. I was like, what? No music. No music. I think maybe MIDI. Yeah, I had MIDI. But the point being is you don't own the right to the music. You didn't write it. Okay. You can't play it on YouTube. They're pretty tough on that. Whatnot terms pretty much state you're on your own. If a company comes for them, it's getting passed to you to say, I always like to use Metallica because they were so happy for a long time. Rightfully so. All of these musicians work their butts off to write these songs, produce them, co-produce. They're probably owned by the companies, actually, the music companies. So think of you being that person, and all these people are just, over here downloading illegally Napster, right? Remember all that? So that's really why they make money. Why should they lose their streaming rights? Yep, they make deals. So the thing is, it is in the terms you're gonna have to look. Your sultry singing voice got me strikes. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, right? But put yourself in their shoes. So yeah, they got billions and millions of dollars. So what? It's their work. It's their work. It's just like handmade. When people steal other people's ideas and then want to call it as their own. It's kind of the same. It is the same. So just be mindful of it. You can. I mean, some artists come after creators, even if you're small. I've seen it. I've seen it on people getting sued for taking a picture of like the celebrity and putting it on a cup, and they made $300 on it, and they got sued for $10,000. Yeah, and I will tell you the other thing about music. I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot of folks. Hey, Sandra, I saw you earlier. I forgot to say hi. There's a lot of people. You need Kelly Thrift. Go read their terms. They have terms just like Whatnot, kind of the same thing. It's for personal use, guys. You're only borrowing the music. You don't own it. It's personal use. That's it. Yep, personal use. I forget exactly what their terms said, but yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I know Instagram. You could like use the video, the music, TikTok, but eventually those days will end. Yeah, find a local musician, have them write you some songs. Seriously, it could be cheaper than your subscriptions all combined. About your brand. Get a song by Trends or Trash. Find people on the app that write songs for you. You never know. You never know. Yeah, you want to play all the popular stuff, but there's a lot of people that are in shows and they can't be in your show. The music's too loud. They don't like it. They want to concentrate on you. How many people? Okay, actually, I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way because I'm curious. But it's your show. You can do what is best for you. I always think that. In the beginning, I played music, and then I got monetized on YouTube, and then guess what? I started getting strikes left and right. You could write your own music with AI. There you go. But don't yeah, I mean, you can do what you want. How do you nicely tell someone the music is too loud? Um, well, you could red chat them and some look at here's the thing I want to say too about that. Let me do this. because I have a feeling about this. Music. People that have Bluetooth speakers and that are talking with their phone and using the phone for music through the Bluetooth speaker, they fight for the mic on the phone. So when they speak, the music drops out. When they're not speaking, the music starts blasting. You guys notice this? There are people that watch Whatnot that wear hearing aids, the music, and they have headphones in maybe, or like some kind of over ear one, right? Yeah, it drops out even without Bluetooth because it's you're talking and the music, and it's fighting over the microphone because you don't have a direct input. Okay, I don't like to stay in shows when it's like that. It's horrible. It's horrible. And as I've gotten older, I noticed my hearing. Like I went to so many concerts. I'm surprised I could even hear, to be honest. Um, I don't want to hear music with the person talking. I can't do it. So there are people that have like ADHD, ADD. They can't do the music. So they mute you and turn captions on. And sometimes captions don't work. Okay. Uh, I'm putting a couple of things here. Okay. So we're going to put music. Yes, no, or too distracting for me. Okay. That's it. Just three choices. Yes means you love it. No means I don't really want it. And it's kind of too distracting. Buyer or seller, doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So addressing that is tough. You have to, number one, read. Hey, natural state of high. What's up, Zodi? How you doing, my friend? You have to kind of read the room, right? You have to read the room because you have to kind of, and it's hard, like, but I would red chat somebody and do it totally nicely. And when I say red chat, I would use a safe word like PayPal. A lot of people write the word boobs. Don't put a period, just a space, because that's like a common thing to red chat something. But I would say, hey, I'm having a hard time hearing you through the music. Could you turn the volume down for me or whatever? And if they do, if they get mad, some people will turn it down. Actually, people are pretty cool. But it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst thing that can happen is they could say, I do things my way, too bad. And then you know what kind of seller maybe. But some people don't realize that. And I wish more people realize that, we have friends on here that are hard of hearing. They wear hearing aids. And with the music playing, it makes it a lot harder. I don't wear one. I don't have a hearing problem. I just notice certain things. Like I couldn't be here streaming and then have somebody sitting at a table behind me talking or playing a radio. I just can't. It's too distracting. Yeah, exactly. Um, I hope you're doing good. You're thinking more of a soundtrack like Indiana Jones? Yeah, you've got to read up on that. I don't think so, because that's like a big one. I think you can only do about 5 seconds, but make your own. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people do it with the AI. Again, if you can, find a local musician. Tell them, hey, I need one that sounds like this, but it's different kind of mix, and then figure it out. Maybe you guys make playlists with that. I still play music just high enough for me to hear. I can't be in a quiet room. Yeah. You guys, for a long time, I wore an earbud and I listened to all the music I liked. You guys couldn't hear, but only I could. Yeah. So, people are afraid to speak up and say, Whatnot has a background noise cancellation built in. Yeah. So it drops out. It causes an issue. But if someone has like Android has a little bit better feature, I think, on that too. Yeah. Penis, distracting. You think it's a Bluetooth thing? I have heard background music that was enjoyable and I compliment their music section. Actually, you know what I used to do on this stream? There's this really great playlist on YouTube that was royalty free, and I used to play it, and it was great, like jazz coffee shop vibes, because this is Coffee Talk, and I would play it a lot, and I didn't have an issue, and then I got a strike on it. I was like, seriously, come on, yeah. No one wants to hear me singing. Come on now, Tigger. You could do it. You guys like my new cup I got? I got a new cup from Whatnot. They sent it to me. Hopefully, I won't spill this one. Yeah, it's nice. It actually kept it warm. You do? It is cool. Yeah, it's like supposed to be like a spill proof. Yeah, that was nice. They just sent it to me because they used to send us stuff to give away to you guys, and then they're rebranding like a lot of stuff. So then they send all the community hosts like a little something every month or here and there. It makes less spills. Thank you. Yeah, because the way it's tilted, because it still has the round edge. But I love it. I wish it had logo on both sides because I drink with the right hand. How does Whatnot? I just got it from them just to say thank you for being a community host. So they'll do that. They'll send us like some new thing that they have just to say thanks. Trying to think what I got last time. The banner that's you can't really see the banner up there. Sometimes they'll give us stickers to give out, but they changed this program a little bit. So currently we're not getting anything, but they'll send us like a T-shirt here and there, stickers. I didn't get a hat from them. I bought some hats in the marketplace. Yeah, but they're nice enough, to do that. Yeah, they were going to have a store and sell merch, but I think just like any company, they're working on priorities first. And I'm just speaking with my opinion. Um, and I think eventually they'll have maybe a merch shop. That was their goal. But I think it's better for them to invest all the money not in merch, but in development of the app. Because don't you guys want better tools? And as the app grows, they need more and more. They need more and more security and different things. Yeah, but the merch is fun. You can always check the marketplace. You never know. There's people that win it. I bought socks out of there. I bought hats, all kinds of things. On the public affairs seller page. What is that? Another seller? They only play music. Oh, they get some kind of royalty free, but they probably don't multicast to YouTube, so they just play whatever they want. Yeah, it's like that, and it could be out of copyright. Who knows? Okay, I think you guys have any more questions? Let me know. Yeah, so we covered all that. I talked about shipping already. I typically in these streams keep them pretty flowing, and I won't go back and review like whatever we discussed already. Um, you can watch a replay here on any item that you purchase. When you purchase an item, obviously it supports me. I will be probably running some of my cards though. You're part of another platform and they stopped selling merch. Yeah, I mean, you guys, merch is expensive, and some companies, like they decide they could do a drop ship thing. They could send their logos to another company at volume and let them handle. But like there's so many of those companies. Like even on YouTube, I could do my own merch, which I get a lot of people that like want it. It is coming actually. I'm gonna make some. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna get a local person, or I'm gonna use one of those companies like on YouTube and do the merch there, but also buy some and have it for here. The thing is, I don't know all the qualities. I don't know the quality, but they only give you like 5 or so to pick from. I'd rather do from like, a small business. Um, oh, okay. A lot of people are starting to do that silent show. They don't talk, they play music. There, like I said, there's all kinds of different styles for people. They put all the info in there. Yeah. Yeah, priorities for sure. Speaking of merch, I've been thinking about doing something for my shop. Thoughts? Well, I don't know anything about you, Barb. What do you sell? You should. Why not? That's a good way to market. I have one good suggestion. So I just see blowout, reduced shipping, and local pickup. Let's see. So you do antique and vintage. Okay. And you're new to Whatnot. Yeah, you've sold 55 items. I would definitely, before you invest, you can make some stickers and have those, but I would definitely invest in just the time running auctions, in my personal opinion. Hey, Nikki loves Snoopy. What's going on? Nice to see you. You could do some handmade do some handmade merch. And that was what I was going to say. If you hand make something, then I would absolutely make some. What kind of things? Yeah, I don't it only adds like have a show that you have, handmade whatever kind of item that you make. Let me take a friend for example in here, and I still want to do that seller shout out. because I was talking about shipping and then I skipped over it. I know she's probably lurking or she might be taking care of a child because she's a full mama first. This seller right here, okay? This seller makes stickers. If you're a seller or even a buyer and you want custom stickers made, go see my girl Natural State of High. She's amazing. I have a bunch. So if you don't want to buy like 500 like some companies make you buy, then you could buy like these kind of stickers. They're thermal printed. Look at those, how cute those are. So she'll make them. I have a whole bunch. She even put my face on one and sent it to me and then sucked me in and I bought some. I bought some new ones that I drew and I got a bunch in here folded up because I pull them out one at a time. But I'm just saying, if like I talked about sticker sellers, this is business. Yeah, they're really cute. Okay. I got a whole bunch. So she doesn't use just white. This is all her labels. Look at, thanks for shopping with me on Whatnot. How cute are those? How cute are those? You can put them on your package, right? Personally, I like to put them inside the package. I am now changing that to inside the package because I don't need to put fragile stickers on the outside of the box. It is a business expense. That is right. Thank you. I love them. I can't wait to get the new ones. So if you buy stickers from her, you don't know how to make them, you're not crafty, none of that. You could have her make stickers for you with your business logo in like a line art kind of thing. You give it to her and she can change it for you and do something. You'll have to go to her shows and talk to her. But you could sell these stickers like part of the, hey, replay sticker. Thanks for supporting my stream. You could put anything you want on it. Put your website. She will do it. You want your QR code to Linktree? She can do it. Okay. She can do all of that. But you can use that kind of sticker. Replay sticker. Or if you want to make like a coupon code and stick it, like I'm drawing another thing, I got to send it to her because I can make my own stickers. I don't really want to. I like her. Let her do it. Piece of cake. I take a picture. I draw my artwork, what I want. I take a picture. I send it to her. And then she sends me like a proof, or if she does it in her show, she shows me. And then what color paper do you want it on? It's just a sticker. It's just, so if I sell items in my buy it now, and I'm doing this chat show, right? Like I have positivity stickers that I use, but I got new stickers coming. Mine are like, I did vinyl stickers this time. So for example, when I run, let me edit this item and put it on a flash sale. Because for whatever reason, it was on a flash sale for like 10 minutes. So this is a listing for positivity stickers. What comes along with it is a replay. So anytime, and you don't have to buy this item. It's just to show you. Whoops, my bad. There, now you could actually see it. So the item down here pinned on the screen on flash sale is basically you'll get 2 positivity stickers. And sometimes I forget. God, it's 2. So it's 2 positivity stickers or like little 3-inch animal stickers. If you swipe, you'll see the stickers. They're just at random. But when I get my new stickers, it's going to be for one of the De-Archivist Insomniac Club sticker. Okay. And then I have these new stickers coming. They're actually pretty cool. Those stickers are going to be, I think they're 3 or 2.75 inches. And so basically I know I use them as a replay, but also there's like tips are always nice, right? I don't usually talk about tips, but I just say this. Tips is always appreciated, is not required, but some people can't tip. They don't like to tip, but they want to watch this. So they can actually buy an item, get a physical item sent, and have access. So I have like sports cards, other stickers, and that's just a way of allowing the replay. So if I wanted to have Natural State of High make me a custom sticker, I'd call it a replay sticker, right? So if I said, you know what? The people that buy it, I think are sellers. So guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to upgrade this right now because I don't have this sticker. So for everybody that gets gets had bought it already, I'm gonna put in a few of these. Okay, I'll put in 2 of these stickers. No, tips do not allow a replay. The only way you can get a replay is when you actually purchase a physical item. Yeah, unfortunately. I wish they did actually, because there's a lot of people that just tip and they want to, but yeah. That I only do it. So I'm gonna put some of these extra ones in there. So if someone bought, in the bin and they bought the replay, because you're not buying the replay technically, you just have access to it. Okay, so I'm gonna put those up there. I only think I have that color. Yeah. There's never pressure, but I just put it in there. It kind of like helps me with my time. It also is like for people that don't like to tip, but they like to buy something, right? Does a giveaway give you a replay? Yes, it does, I think. Yeah. Do giveaways give you guys? I don't know. I never check. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Let me look. 100%. Yeah, I think so. Yes, you guys are saying yes. Yeah, I thought so. Because it's a transaction. So any of the transactions in there, you're welcome. Yeah, so if you win a giveaway, you could go back and watch it, and then it clips it even on your purchase. So your purchase won't line up with like what the screen is, right? It won't line up with the screen. Um, hold on, let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. First day, first day. Actually, second day, right? My second. Last night was my first night. I'm totally kidding. Um, yeah. So, like what I said is like a seller like Zodi. She can make anything for you guys. Yep. When I started on Whatnot, I used to sell stickers actually. I would have like I think I had like 8 stickers. And it was a lot of work, like to do that and pack and ship and wrap and do glass. And I didn't stop. The only stickers I think I have in there is besides my like custom sticker of my de-archivist. Well, I don't have any in inventory right now. They're coming in. Is I would sell thermal, uh, you know, thermal what the heck are they? To let people know, hey, don't open this box within 24. So those I always put on my boxes when it's cold weather. Thermal shock, yeah. So I have my own thermal shock that I sell, but I don't I do like a big red. I switched it to orange. So I used to do a lot of those. But when I'm going back to glass, I'll probably have those in my bite now because they're just great stickers. They don't rub off or anything, and I always put 2 on a box. Put it on the top and the bottom because the first thing people want to do when they get glass and it's in the middle of winter and I'm shipping from a warm area to a frozen area is they want to rip it open. And you got to let glass acclimate to the temperature or your stuff will break. And I've seen it happen. Yeah. So those thermal shock just let you know that, that is really important. And people don't even know this to be a thing. This is on glass, this is on ceramic, porcelain. It happens to a lot of items and it will crack it. And I've seen swung vases. I've seen videos of them. They just explode. It's insane. You do. You learn something new every day. Absolutely. Okay, I think let's look at the music. So look at that. So it seems because we'll do no and too distracting is going to be a higher percentage. Um, so you know, more than half of the people it's a distraction or no, they don't like it. But 44% of the people do not mind the music. That's not bad, and it's probably going to depend the time of the day too. I'm going to end the poll so it's out of my face because I think there's some kind of banner in there. Yeah, you learn it. You got to learn something new every day. It keeps our mind fresh and it keeps us curious. I'm trying to learn something new every single day. Every day. You got some stickers too, Amber? Yeah, the stickers are good. Easy. So you could get her to make you a sticker, very affordable, very, very affordable. And she ships really, really quick. Yep. Yeah, you just try different things. If it doesn't work for you, don't just try it one time. You might have to try it a few times. It just depends. I know somebody asked me another question. Okay, dispute. Somebody asked a question about if somebody disputes like an order, are you still here? You love them, they're gorgeous. I actually just got the Frugal Couture's box because I won one of her items and I didn't finish like going through the box. Can you repeat your question so I'm very clear on it? Um, because I want to make sure I don't answer like the wrong, but I think I know what it is. So Frugal Couture sticker, I know that I think Zodi made it. It's so good. I love it. It looked really, really good. Like talk about utilizing the space and design on that label. So good. She's gonna be like, no, I didn't really make that one. But I think she did. Because it's that same. Okay. Yes, you can watch the whole show if you purchase something, correct. Nope. Well, they haven't changed it. They haven't changed it, but you can watch the entire replay. Yep. So I think the question was this: if a buyer disputes the purchase, can they view the dispute? And you can't. You can see it in your analytics if you go to the analytics on your phone. You would have to go in the app. I'm just going to walk you through. I'm not going to do it. You would have to. I'll show you where it is though. Okay. So we got the camera on still. Yeah. Let me get rid of this thing here. Yeah. Any purchase in my shows. I always recommend people like if they want to buy this to replay and watch it here on Whatnot, then any purchase allows you to rewatch the entire stream. There was a time when Whatnot was talking about you can only watch a portion of it, but I bought stuff and I still could watch the entire show. So they haven't changed that. If a buyer disputes their order because of delivery, maybe damage from delivery or charge too much for shipping. I do love seeing all the stickers. Yeah. Okay. If a buyer disputes order because of delivery, like the post office damaged it, or delivery charge for, oh, they got charged extra, or were charged. I kind of maybe need you to clarify that. Okay. If you're in the seller hub, I'm just going to show you where to go. You hit the hamburger up in the top right corner, and you're going to scroll down to performance. The performance tab will show you the seller analytics. Go in there. Both. So they're claiming both. Okay, I don't want to go into any detail about your order or your buyer, but I'll tell you, if you're new and you ship something and you don't pack it right, you think it's right, but it's not strong enough for the USPS and it gets damaged. If you don't meet all the criteria in it and a case needs to be filed for insurance, it's not going to be covered if it doesn't meet the criteria, number one. Number two, if it got damaged, then it would be nice if the buyer sent you some pictures so you could see how to improve, right? So if they reached out to you first, that would be great. Not everybody reaches out to their buyers first, or not every buyer reaches out to the seller first. They go directly to Whatnot. Okay. You think, but you don't know. Here, let me explain something. So what did you sell and how did you pack it? And so you know, when the transaction happens, you literally have to pack the living daylights. Pics are required. They are through the app, but the seller does not get to see them. It would be nice, but they don't. Here, teach your buyers this. Listen, everybody, my name's Dee, and I'm selling, items XYZ. And I want to let you know, I do this. I preload, and when every buyer buys from me, I grab all the items, I get them ready for that buyer. I always print a packing list so I can ensure that I double check everything to make sure it's going to be 100% ready to pack, meaning nothing's missing. I put it over there. I've got my note. I got my little coupon code. I got all the things. I wrap it. I pack it. I label it. I make sure obviously the weight is and everything. Okay. Here's the thing. The box that I'm using is, say it's a 1 pound item. Okay. They bought enough. So each item's individually wrapped. There's bubble. There's a shite load of paper. And it goes in, let's say it's 1 pound, and it goes in a 8 by 8 by 7 inch, that square cube box, right? I think it's box number 7. And I put it in there. Okay. All the corners line up perfectly. Like sometimes our boxes are cut off, so they don't, but I make sure they line up because that pushing together of those corners of the flaps is going to make that box stronger. Okay. It's going to make it stronger. But say I double boxed it. I have to have 2 inches around every side of the box, top and bottom on the inside. 2 inches. So if I have a smaller box inside that's 6 by 6 by 6, and I have an inch in there, and then I have another inch on the outside in that other box, okay? That box is packaged how USPS would want it. So then when I go to edit the shipping label as it's ready to change the weight, because maybe I had it at a pound, but it's really, by the time I packed it, it's 2 pounds. I go and I edit the box size from 12 by 12 by 12 to 8 by 7, whatever the size, 8 by 8 by 7. And then I put in there, 2 pounds, which is 32 ounces. Okay. So I print my label. I take my packing list. I mark it all up. By this time, I already have it out because I've already weighed it. But I put it on top. I put paper on it. So when they open it, they pull the paper and they're going to see the packing list with a code, a thank you, whatever else you put in there. Okay. And then I close it up, put the label on it, put a sticker on the label like thank you. That's it. Okay. That box has a weight that it is secure. I think it's 65 pounds. If you put it in the Priority Mail bin or their bin where they collect, and somebody else comes in with 10 70-pound flat rate boxes full of shit that weigh 70 pounds and they're on top of it, that's a lot of weight, right? They put 10 box, they'll put like 5 boxes on top of your little box. It can get smashed if it's not packed right. I've seen it a ton of times. If you haven't filled in all the void with tons of paper to make it tight, it's going to get smashed. It's going to get smashed like that. I know it feels like the post office did it. Maybe you packed it good, but somebody came in and could have put 3 or 4 of those 70-pound, and they will pack and ship 70 pounds. It will happen. Okay. Just so you know. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. You got to learn from it. Buyers, you need to teach your buyers, like, hey, maybe print something out on a piece of paper and put it in there. Like, hey, I would really love to earn your 5-star positive review for this experience. I would like you to I would like to invite you. This is something I used to do all the time. I would like to invite you to leave me a 5-star positive review to let other buyers know about your experience with me. Here's a coupon in advance. Enjoy. That's it. Put that in there. Make it exciting. But the thing is yeah, I have it down. I used to do that all the time. Actually, I'm redesigning a whole new thing right now for that. They repackaged it because it was torn. Yeah, it could have been where it got put in with that stuff. It happens. It happens. But like for me, like I haven't had that experience. I'm ridiculous on paper. I spent a ton of money on it. That's just me. But you could have had it packaged right. Somebody could have come in and put a bunch of heavy stuff on top. That's not the post office's fault. Um, yeah, it's not. It kind of sucks for sure. So, was the item damaged because the box got torn? Because the priority mail, if you use priority mailboxes, they're not super strong. You gotta sometimes double box. Yeah, they don't kick the boxes around. I know people say that, but I do. I have a video on YouTube. It's called, I was talking about it earlier, how to make coupons. And actually, I'm probably going to update that video because I just noticed they redesigned the coupon page. You can reuse boxes. Yes. You can reuse it, but just take off the labels, guys. If you recycle and use boxes and you got stuff from Whatnot, take off the person who sold that to you, because you need to do that. You're sharing their information. You don't know if someone's got someone blocked because they were harassing them on the app, and then you turn around and leave their address on there and now they've got their address. Okay? Do not do that. You're not allowed to share people's stuff. And believe me, people do that and they don't think about it. They don't think about it like that, but I do. Um, I bought nail polish in a vinyl bag. It was packaged in a box, good, but bottles broke banging against each other. Oh gosh. Yeah, people don't know. Yeah, so Auntie Gabby, a packing slip is not required by Whatnot. That used to be required, but some folks on here sell, 10,000 items in a show. They're not printing the packing slip. They have a team that makes sure every box is correct. And they're human, they make mistakes too, but I find that the packing list for me is going to work. I pulled it a ton of times and asked people about it, and like 70 to 80% of the buyers want it. I don't care. It doesn't cost me a penny. So if they throw it away, I don't care. It just helps me stay organized for their order. And so that's why I include them. Okay. I want to go back to Auntie Gabby's thing and finish it. So now they're saying they charge too much for shipping. It's all going to depend. That's why it's important, if you're a new seller, to understand the shipping and that you put it in the right weight class. Um, I mean, you sold enough, that you know what weight class, but sometimes people make a mistake and they run a tiny thing. And I talked about this in the beginning. I'm not going to go back over shipping. When people are out here giving you advice, opposite, okay? They're telling you to run everything at 8 to 11 ounces, and your item actually weighs like 1 to 3 ounces. I'm not going to shop. I'm going to not buy there. If I see that and it's got me paying $7 for shipping on an item that should be like $5, $4, that's 2 extra bucks. I don't want to pay for that. I see people do it all the time where they are running something that's 4 to 7 ounces and they're running it as a pound because they want to use party mail boxes. I'm not going to buy from that seller. I probably won't come back. I don't want to overpay for shipping because I'm buying it from this seller, this seller, this seller, this seller, 921 times a whole bunch, right? Because we can't fill a cart and shop because they're all different shipping labels. But if someone's selling it and I notice the shipping's all right, I could do that. Yeah. I'm gonna make a new video. So we got that. We talked about stickers and coupons. I'll make a new coupon video because it did get updated. You can't make the coupon on the app yet, but maybe one day you have to do it on a computer. So on your browser. And you got a package from a seller that opened and inspected USPS to put a cart. Yeah, because they probably didn't use enough tape. I had a package that came and I was surprised it even didn't get ruined. I had another one that got ruined because they put tissue paper in it. They didn't know how to pack. It was insane. Like I just spent $30 with you and you put tissue paper in a ceramic item. Tissue paper is not going to stop it from getting banged up together. It costs you precisely a penny if you don't include a packing list. Trust that I was bummed, right? It all adds up. Yeah. I do not suggest a shipping profile for jewelry. If you don't have anything in your buy it now and you're doing a jewelry show and your stuff weighs what, 1 to 3 ounces, maybe 4 to 7, unless you got like a really nice stone necklace or something, I would run, even if you ran randoms, I would do Pretty Mail flat rate show. I would absolutely do that. Thank you so much, Auntie Gabby, for the tip. I appreciate you. That was so nice. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, don't use tissue paper to wrap items. Not for support. You definitely have a case that gets declined. 100%. Yeah. I buy enough 4x6 labels that I think it's I could get 2 for a penny. Yeah, so if you don't have anything in your buy it now and you're selling jewelry, just do your random pool thing, but I would do flat rate because if the item is 4 to 7 ounces, on average, like a buyer could buy 3 to 10 pounds. If you do flat rate, it's going to add up all the weights and then it's going to charge them accordingly. So if I went to somebody's show and they were running jewelry, and let's just say most of their items were like 4 to 7 ounces, it would take 7 ounces and add 7, 7, 7 all the way up. 70 pounds of jewelry is a lot. I'm probably not going to max out. So it's almost like max shipping. Okay. It's almost like I paid $9.21, nothing more, and I could buy 70 pounds worth of jewelry. So that's just mine. But I wouldn't make a custom shipping profile on it because here's what happens when you make a custom. If you're not familiar with it and you set it up, you might accidentally do like one item per box. And so that one item per box becomes $9.21 for one box, $9.21 for the next box. And you can get a whole bunch in like a large priority mailbox. I've done jewelry shows that way. People buy more when they have that, especially with the but I can't do a flat rate show and then have the bin I have. Not happening. Not happening. Yeah, and some people it works for the 8 to 11 ounce. But again, vintage Christmas, well, they love that vintage Christmas. Yeah. It depends. Again, when you're a new seller, like you may not do it that way. You have to learn first. You have to learn. You're a new seller. That's good. Nikki, that's good. Yeah, you sold 200. Um, Christelle, what's going on? Priority, not priority flat rate. Correct. So if you do a jewelry show and you, or whatever kind of show you do, here's the thing about flat rate boxes. If you use a flat rate box, your label has to match it and be flat rate. If you put on a ground advantage label on a priority mail, any priority mail, mailing box or flat rate, it's coming back to you. It might slip through to the post office, but if your buyer gets it delivered, they're going to get charged because you made a mistake. They're going to get charged the counter weight. So if we pay $9.21 on whatnot, they're going to get paid the difference, which would be another $21 and some change because it's like $30, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be 20 and some change, I think. Yep. So keep in mind with that. You can try all the different things you want, right? Nobody's saying, okay, there you go. Barb knows. Look, I talked about this earlier. That 8 to 11 can bite you if you are new. I do not recommend it. Find the right weight class. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my show. This show right here, okay? And I am going to go to my buy it now. Okay? I'm going to go to my buy it now. Let's get this aligned. And I'm going to pick a quality listing. This is just to show you guys. We're only going to the okay. So I'm going to scroll down. I did my picture, I did my title, I did my category, right? We're going to fast forward through all that. Okay? And if you're new, I'll show you. I'll pick a category. I'll pick media, which means a picture or a video or both. I'll scroll down a little more. I have the AI listing thing. Ignore that. I don't think everybody has that because it's still in beta. Whoops. Quality listing. Quality listing means it'll have a picture. I've been doing quality listings since day one. Okay. Product details, a title, a description, a short, brief, and brilliant description. Your picture should match your title, and your description should be the size, the dimensions. Take a picture with a ruler, kind of thing. Go down, quantity available, buy it now, auction, or giveaway. Okay. You can figure all this stuff out. But if I scroll down a little bit more, here's the shipping. You see the shipping right there in the middle? I have to figure out if I sold somebody one item or I sold somebody 20 items. But I'm going to pretend like I only sell one item to one buyer because right now that's how it works. And I try different things. So we're going to click on shipping. Here's all the shipping weight classes. Okay, I call them a weight class. Class number 1 is 0 to 1. Next one is 1 to 3. Next one's 4 to 7. You see it. Okay, 8 to 11 and 12 to 15. Use them all. Use them all according to what the packaged weight is. The one I never use, never use, and for me, is I never use 4 to 6 pounds because the buyer is paying $9.21 for up to 5 pounds. If I put the 4 to 6 pounds, the buyer's shipping is probably going to be between $11 and $16, not $9.21. Just so you know, there I would create a custom ship profile. But I made it a rule that I anything that is fragile or bulky or like that, I do custom shipping profile. It's single shipping because most of those items they're 4 pounds or so, and they're big pieces. 4 pounds is a lot for a big piece of glass, so they ship on their own. The buyers that buy these kinds of things from me, because they're all usually more expensive collectibles, the buyers don't mind paying the shipping. They know how I'm going to pack it. It's going to be secure. But the packing is going to be a pound, pound and a half. Oh, you finally got it. Nice. Yeah, you take it to the thing. Yeah. Same. I do the same thing. But the thing is, Nikki, if yours is off, sometimes the post office won't let you add shipping weight label to it. Did you know that? Yeah. So it's better to use your scale and double check it. Make sure before you output a label. The 8 to 11 ounce will bite you. So make sure you're including packaging. So if you've got a 4 to 7 ounce item shipped, okay, shipped weight, I'm talking. If you have an item that's 4 ounces, depending on what it is, it's probably going to be okay 4 to 7 ounces. But if you've got something 6 ounces by itself, and then you've got to wrap it, you got to pack it in a box, you probably got to go to the next one, 8 to 11 ounces. But only you can determine that. But don't take and run something that's, 1 to 2 ounces and 8 to 11 ounces. The buyers, they might not buy it. They may, it depends, right? It depends. Okay, you got that answer. But the only way you know for sure is when you do it yourself. Yeah. I like that you bring them. Yeah. I always, they do. We talked about that a little bit ago. Whatnot does bundle for you. If you use a custom shipping profile and you put one item per box, that's not being bundled. It's only all of these classes. Oh, you just want to double check it so you don't run into any issues. That's fair. That's a good seller. Yeah. And some people have the option of doing like the max shipping at 921. I only say to do that um, if you're prepared to pay some money out of your pocket. Okay. We get 5 free shipping adjustments every week. That doesn't mean you're going to go sell. I said this earlier, I'm going to say it again, a big giant sun that hangs on your patio that's, like 32 inches by, 28 inches. You cannot ship it on here. You will have an overcharge of at least $15. You can't use a shipping adjustment for it. I see people do this all the time. And I know somebody that bought a big item similar to that. And guess what? The seller didn't change the label. They ran it at 5 pounds and they got a bill from the post office. They couldn't get, like, they got a thing that said you had to pay 120, I think it was $128. And they were like, yeah, I'm not paying that. And so they got their money back. So the seller didn't change a label. So in turn, it was whatever it was. I think it was, maybe they shipped 5 pounds. No, but Nikki, I'm the same way. I have to always like do that. Like I take a piece of glass, and I might, I have like this little bottle. And so the way I wrap it, some bubble paper, roll it. And then if somebody bought like with the doorables or a bundle, I wrap them up and then I wrap that up and then I mark it bundle number 1. Then I take the packing list if it's like whatever item and I circle it and I'm like bundle number 1. I'm pretty organized that way. It helps me ensure that they're getting their order 100%. And we talked about shipping, so we're going to move through shipping. Yeah. So you got to find what works for you. Just if you recycle your packaging, great. Just make sure you take all the labels off, because I would appreciate, like when I sell to people, I hope they take my labels off and not send it. I've gotten it from a few people on here, and I'm just like, come on, guys, do better, do better. Let's see. I think I got all the questions that. Yes, you guys can recycle the boxes. It's up to you. There's some boxes you can't use. Like you can't use booze boxes, alcohol boxes. You can't. You can't ship with them. Now, if you were to wrap them up really good, like so they don't get, you have to read USPS what their rules are, what they say. But I believe you can reuse. What did India say? Yeah. So in the beginning, when you are, shipping, I highly recommend that you use the in-app scanner to scan your packages at home. I don't mean like wrap it, pack it, ship it, or excuse me, wrap it, pack it, label it, and then scan it, and then do it again and again. You're going to get burnout. The best thing to do is do your process one at a time. Don't scan. And then when all your packages are ready to be scanned, find a place that doesn't have anything around it in your house or at the post office, and then have that on a table or whatever. Get as close as you can to take a picture of the label on the box already ready to go. Do not, do not take a picture of the label on a table. That's shady. Okay. This is not showing me that you sent me my items. I don't know what box to look for. If it gets lost, there's no picture of it. Okay. I will report those. I had someone do the same thing a couple of times. Like, why? Because they're trying to cut a corner. I have a gray wall here. Those boxes are white. I just hold the boxes up. If they're even if they're big, I can hold it one handed. And then I take the scanner and I get as close as I can, but enough so you can see what the box is. And then I have a picture of it. It scans the barcode. Then I put it down in my bag and I go to the next and boom, boom, boom. Because it literally takes me 1 minute to scan them. That does not mean, oh yeah, it went blurred there. Interesting. So that doesn't mean, right, that the post office receives it. I now have to take that to the post office or give it to my carrier and hope that my carrier scans it. I prefer not to give it to the carrier because mail trucks can be broken into. And if my carrier doesn't scan it and they get stolen, I'm going to have to cancel all those orders or refund my buyers, right? I'm going to turn this off because we're done with this. So just keep in mind that you want to take it to the counter, especially when you're just starting out and you got a few and start making friends. So sometimes counters have a counter drop. I take mine to the counter drop. The guy's there scanning them all the time. He sees me and he comes over with the scan gun now because he knows I need them scanned. And then they scan them in. He shows me the screen. I can screenshot it if I want. And sometimes I do. Right? So yeah. So, but you want that scan. The kiosk. Let's talk about the kiosk. You can scan in the kiosk, but if you just drop it on the counter, it doesn't count as a scan. So if somebody walks up behind you, sees you're scanning packages and grabs one of your packages and takes it, and you scanned it in the kiosk, guess what? Post office doesn't care. They're not covering it. It means you didn't bring it to them. So you have to actually hand it to an employee of the post office. Okay, whether it be your carrier or it would be, the counter person. I highly recommend people always do that. Get a scan. So sometimes the line's really long, you don't want to wait, or your post office won't scan. You got to figure something out. Because if you're new and you haven't reached your 1,000, you're not going to get paid until it's X amount of hours. You'll have to go look on help.whatnot.com. You figure it out for your business. Okay, let me see. I'm going to write people. I'm going to answer people because I see some people. Can I combine a small order with another and credit her the second shipping? No, you can't. You can't refund or any of that with the shipping. That's all through Whatnot. You could always say if you made a mistake. So if you made a mistake and like say you ran the item and it was already 921, um, you could say something along the lines of, you know what, I accidentally ran that item at £1. So I'm going to throw this item in for free to make up for it. You're not going to make any money, but you're doing the right thing for your buyer. Yep. And now they can only buy 4 pounds of stuff. You know what I mean? Um, is that what you're talking about? I have to go back in the shipping in the chat. Oh, Nikki, thank you. I learned so much from Dee and her TikTok. I know I need to post more TikTok. I got a bunch of new videos I just did the other day. But I was having problems with my okay, Mimi had a good question. Mimi's loved again. Not to go back to shipping, but we are. I weighed a large item and it's oversized. How do I show the actual shipping cost in my listing? You would have to create a custom shipping profile. What size is it and how much does it weigh? Yeah, some post offices refuse to scan it. You live in a major city and they won't, go to another post office. They're actually supposed to scan it. Or find a carrier that will scan it and see if they'll take it. Sometimes the carriers won't, they don't know you, or you're not in their little route. Beauty on repeat. You might want to turn your mic up. My mic is collecting the audio pretty good. You might want to turn the volume up a little bit. What is the name of the scanner I use? It's built into the Whatnot app. I don't use a scanner to scan it. I do use just a random like barcode scanner. for but not for this, not for what we're talking about right now. Uh, I have a code to the door, Tamika. I have the code now. I literally could get their scanner and scan it myself. I can. It's hilarious. They gave it to me. If you want to know what barcode scanner I use, I have a whole list on my website. It's just to show you what products I use. It's like at the top. It's under. I think it's under. I don't know what it's under. Products, and then there's like shipping products and things. Um, I just was in your head, Kimmy D. Kimmy D, I was in your head. Um, yeah, that red chat made me laugh. Okay, hold on. It's crazy that they don't give you that. I'd find a new post office if you can, especially if you live in a big area. But also too, it's like my post office is awesome. I go in and like I make friends with them. Sometimes they'll get like people that are total jerks with them, and I'll be like, hey, they're just like you, man. Give them a break. I get involved because I think it's like people are just crappy for no reason. Have a nice day, I don't know. They won't pick them up. Too many. Do you have a lot of packages or something? Liz, I'm going to talk about you. I Liz is doing something I really love. I really, really love it. Yeah. Texas Crafty Cabin. I love that. Mine's the same way. Mine is the same exact way. They are so awesome. Hey, what post office do you go to? Okay. When it's your birthday and they have a cake for you. Me and this other girl have a birthday. So now they put my name on the cake. I'm not kidding. It's so hilarious. I love my post office. I take cookies, cakes, all kinds of stuff to I'm about due to buy them something else just to say thanks. Yes, it's their jobs, but you know what? How much nicer does it make them want to do their job and feel better and rewarded? Because, sometimes they don't even get paid. You guys don't even know that. We have mail carrier friends on here that have to dispute pay and stuff all the time. Yeah, yeah, they're supposed to call their postmaster and complain. Call them because I've heard this from other post people that I know that said no, they're supposed to scan it if you're in there. Period. Should I just quit right now and go see what she's got? They have to dispute their own pay. I'm not going to get into that, but yes, they do sometimes. Or they don't get paid for like 80 days. Does she got some kind of weird freaky thing? Do I need to look? What's up, GR? How you doing? Yeah, rip, make a complaint. They're supposed to do it. But also think about like, if it's that same person, then maybe try to deal with another person or talk to the manager. But every post office has a different thing. It's so weird. Yeah. I just don't know. What's up, Julia Biscuit? Okay, I want to talk about what Liz likes. So I've known Liz for a long time on the app. Okay. And I'm gonna pin her here in a sec. So what Liz likes, Liz has been trying dollar starts for a little while here. Is like one of the OG chat show people, you guys. She's on Mondays at what 6:30 Eastern time. So Liz loves to shop on Whatnot. She loved to shop and buy lots of things and beautiful vintage. She loves vintage. She makes beautiful, beautiful soap. And so Liz has been trying different things. And she had kind of like a collection of vintage. And I watched her do this thing on here. So she was doing $1 starts. And she talks about on Mondays. Okay. That's her name down there. You could follow her, go check out her shows. So she'll do like a $1 start. She does not do reduced shipping or free shipping because shipping isn't free. And if she's doing dollar start, she's already given you a deal and you got to pay for the shipping as it is. Okay. So the one thing I really love what she's doing, yes, I'm talking about you. So the one thing I really love what she's doing, she runs an item for $1. And when she runs that item for $1, nobody buys it sometimes, right? And sometimes people buy it and bid it up from $1 to like $40. She's had some bangers. So she had an item for $1, and I saw this a few times, and it didn't sell. And then someone came in and said, "Oh, I missed that. Could you run it again?" And she says, "Sure." But this time, because she already gave you a deal, she runs it at, 5, 10, 7, $8, and she sells it. So, just because she's running at $1, you guys, and it doesn't sell doesn't mean you get it at $1. And I love that you do that. I love that you do that. I've been doing that when I would do those dollar starts and people don't want to buy it or they miss out and then they ask. I said, "Sure, I'm going to be running it for 5 though," or whatever price it is. So don't be afraid to do that in your show. You don't have to give it to the person for $1 because now you've got to stop what you're doing, go over and get the item. It could have been 4 or 5. $1 is a risk. It is not for everyone. See what she says? Yep. $1 is a risk, but rerun one. Yeah, no bids. There's a risk. I'm not doing it. No, and it's your time. You got to stop. They were totally burned. She was in here a minute ago, and then she scrolled out, but it shows like her in here. Kimmy D, are you serious? I'm bummed. I always miss your. Are you gonna ever have you put it on YouTube yet? So I could just watch it over there. I'll be binge watching all the Kimmy D. It is genius. I love it. I remember one time I had this freaky cool little container. But it had uranium and vintage marbles in it, and I got a huge raid. But it was like late at night, and I ran it for $1. Like I should have probably ran it for like $30 at least, and I ran it for $1, and nobody bought it. And I was like, "What?" In my head, like I said, "Okay, thanks for letting me run that for you guys." And then I went to doing the scan show, and then like after I ran an item and came in, a girl goes, "I just missed it. My app froze or something. Can you rerun it?" And I said, "Sure, I'll rerun it at 25." She says, "But you just ran it for $1." I said, "I know, that was the one-time deal. I don't rerun stuff for the same. That was a special for the raid." Anyway, so she did eventually buy it for me for $25, but it was kind of funny because it was like, you snooze, you lose. Yeah. But that's the whole idea about a surprise. You never know what I'm going to do, right? Yeah. So don't be afraid to do that. Like if you run it, doesn't mean you have to run at $1, but make sure people are aware of that like prior to, right? Put it in your show notes like, "Hey, I'm doing," and dollar starts is risky. Liz is doing this because she has a lot of stuff and she's like, "I want to test something out." And so I wanted to shout her out for that because people are so afraid to try things or do things. And so she's doing, how many weeks have you been doing the dollar? And every Monday she talks about it. But I think she has more than one. Uh, it's rough, but it works. Yeah, like I said, you have to try different things to figure out what works for your business, right? 3 months now. Okay. It's an unfair advantage for the buyer. Okay, give me more. Yeah, the buyer misses out. You gotta watch those dollars. You might, one day I went into Liz's show and I forget what she was running. I was like, "Oh, I want this. I gotta get it." And I went to bid on it and someone bid it and they put a custom bid. And I was like, "Sucker." And I was bidding and bidding. I think it was those lights you had and they won. But I was at like, okay, but Liz knows how I am. If I want it, I'm gonna bid you up to get it. I want it. I'm not gonna bid you up on purpose because I want it lowest price possible. But somebody else wanted it more than me. I think they put like $38 and I put 30. I think I had 35 and then they beat me. Yeah, because then they think they could get it cheap. But that was the deal. It's like, okay, guys, this is a one-time special. I'm gonna run right now. Thanks for the raid. I'm gonna run it at $1. This price, $25 in my buy now or my whatever it is. And so, but I did have someone get mad at me for that. I'm like, that's the whole excitement of running it. You don't know. Yep. Yeah. I think they do. And then they think they get it. But then sometimes people become alert and then they end up bidding it up to get that item. Hey, GR, I love that. I might be guilty of that too. Okay, let me go back. I think I missed something. I love that, Liz, though, the dollar. I've been thinking about it more and more too to try it out. I have tried it before in the past. It's been okay. Um, but like, I don't know. Most of your stuff gets bid up though, right? Oh, you can't swipe, but it flips you to another room. Yeah. No, it's fair. Yeah, it's just user error. Like you swipe out instead of across. You got to swipe across and not down, right? You got to swipe across. I like to bid on the computer, actually. Yeah. Changing the price once back to normal in the bin or auction tab. But if it sits too long, I raise the price. At least half. Yeah, so 50-50. But your stuff is getting, yeah, it just depends on, yeah. You'd be surprised that, is there anything that you've been surprised you ran for a buck and it went like crazy? And you were like, oh, I did, yay. Yeah, welcome in, friends. I appreciate you guys being here. One thing I haven't done in a little bit is I want you guys to go ahead. This is an opportunity for you to share your show in this chat. So don't say I have shows. Introduce yourself. Write a small little thing. Don't put a link to your show. People are on the phone; they can't click on it. But just put something there that like handmade seller. I'm using handmade because I'm really trying to push handmade. Handmade seller, custom doll head, keychains. I don't know. Doll heads are on my mind all the time. Yeah. One thing we did for buyers giveaways recently was to set a bell. If it goes off, the buyer gets additional item if they purchase at about 4 bid. And do you tell them they get a gift with purchase? You can't do that on Whatnot, just so you know. The bell's exciting and fun. Perfect, GR. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. So let people know, when your next show is, and what you'll be selling. I usually will put like Daily D, 11:23 p.m. PST. Well, it's PDT right now because of the time. Yeah, and Coffee Talking Tech Q&A Tuesdays 9:23 a.m. I've been doing this show since January of 2023 every Tuesday. Sometimes I am on vacation or whatever and I change it, but I've been on every single day since June 1st, 2024. Every day, every day. I've been late a couple of times. I was late last night for tech issues. Sometimes things are out of your hands, but I didn't quit. I kept going. I kept going. I didn't hear anything either, GR. Nothing. Yeah, you can't do that, Mrs. Oz. You actually can't tell people they get a gift with purchase. It's definitely against the rules of Whatnot. Just so you know, if you didn't know, you have to figure out something else. Like just throw it in their purchase, but you can't promise them an extra gift for purchasing up to an amount. But if you're concerned with it, just to be sure, email trust and safety at whatnot.com to ask to get clarification. Because if Whatnot comes in and they see you doing that, they could actually do something about it. Is handmade becoming a thing? Because I have, yeah, it's not becoming a thing. It's been a thing on the app for a long time. Oh, you make bath bombs, Velvet Moon? I did not know that. I love that. Look at, I'm just trying to read it in my head because I can't read everybody's out. Um, I just see that grab my attention. Clothing, yeah. There's been people that have gotten in trouble about it. There's actually a pretty good video. His name is Chris from Daily Refinement. He is a volume seller at large scale, so he did have a YouTube video about that. But I would still reach out if you really want an email to get a correct answer. Here, um, I would ask them, trust and safety spelled out at whatnot.com. But keep it real short, brief. Like, look, I'm looking to find out if this is allowed. This is what I want to do. And I would just ask. That way you don't. Because some people do that and they get in trouble and then they're like, I didn't even know. You didn't warn me. Now you know. Yeah. But I know people say gift with purchase. There's certain categories you can't do it. Some you can. Some you cannot at all. Yep. Um, Hello, Lori. Texas Crafty Cabin is Lori. Okay. I love it. There's a ton of artists in here. Hey, if you guys have never been to a handmade seller show, start looking, subscribe to the category. There is so many incredibly talented handmade artists, whether they make soap, they sell craft supplies, they make uh, like beaded bracelets and different things. Sometimes people do that and then they switch it up. Like GR Carter Designs is an artist. Oh, she's selling crazy craft supplies. So people sell all kinds of different things. There's skincare, there's beauty, handmade creators on here. There's so many amazing handmade items. People that sell clothing. Um, oh, that's cool. And your vintage. And some people upcycle. Kimmy D, thank you for helping me. Kimmy D, my friend right here, 86, is does some really cool demos and sells her art right in her show. Yeah. Lilac Bloom, a reworker's passion. There's so many people, but go check them out. Yeah. Oh, you're doing the Trader Joe's? That's cool. Yeah, women's clothing. Why don't they have a category for junk journals? They just added a bunch and there may not be a demand for it. Let's see. Okay, this is where we're going. Okay. Because we're gonna raid soon. I forgot. I gotta go. So I'm going to arts and handmade. Oh, wait, let me go to the other subcategory. So arts and handmade has 1,000 viewers right now, and they have a ton of categories. Whoops. They have beads, pens, keychains, quilting, sewing, crafts, fabrics, heat transfers, and wraps. Other arts and handmade, jewelry and making supplies, arts and prints, 3D printing. Well, 3D prints, it says. 3D prints, craft stamps, stickers, scrapbook, and journaling. That's where your junk journal stuff will be. Scrapbook and journaling is a subcategory under arts and handmade. So there kind of is a category for that already. Um, yep, it's in there already. Scrapbooking and journaling. So, it doesn't get as many views as the main all arts, but like the most popular is beat right now, not, is beading. No, there's not one for junk. Heck yeah, GR. I'm actually working on some like graphics, and I had for a long time, but my OBS never was being like acting right. So I've kind of fixed it because I want to like have some kind of graphic showing some. I might actually spotlight some handmade handmade people that I pull from the app that I put in it. To be transparent, I've only run a couple demo shows in arts and handmade and switched my demos to community, and they've been some of your best. So, you guys, if you're doing demos, not selling product, put your show in the community category because a lot of people like to go to community and see what's going on. You know, they like to check it out. All right, what's Indiana Jones saying? Indiana Jones in for treasures. What are you going to be doing? I see everybody congratulating. Hold on, I'm going to go back. Yeah, so they don't call it junk journal, but it's scrapbooking. Maybe they should put it to say that, huh? A lot of people do junk journaling. Women's clothes and vintage decor. My first show is April 21st. Oh, yeah, your first show's coming up. You got to go for it. No one's coming to do it for you. No one is coming here to save you guys. You got to do it yourself. You got to be responsible. Here, at the end of the day, all the people that do chat shows, they don't exactly, you know, maybe give you the right advice. You could believe all of it, believe some of it, get accurate, but the best source is Whatnot. The Whatnot is the best source for all of it. Okay. Here's a best source right here. And I know some people they don't like to read all that stuff. It's too much to learn. You don't have to know everything. But selleracademy.whatnot.com. Okay. That's going to give you a bunch of seller information. Also, seller.whatnot, once you're approved, will take you into the seller hub on the computer. Do it on the computer. And there's a whole bunch of videos that Whatnot has for you. It has bundling, shipping. They're short, to the point, very easy to understand. I highly recommend you watch them all 2 or 3 times before you go live. Absolutely. You're trying different categories with it because people may want art or plants or home decor too. Exactly. Just as long as the majority of your items are for that category. So if you're doing a plant show, you can put your stuff in any category you want. But if you do a show on plants, you want to be in plants. If you do a show on plants and you put it in vintage decor, you can't do that. The vintage decor people will report you. If you put it in Pokemon, you will get reported. If you start doing demo artwork and you're selling prints of Pokemon stuff, people are going to buy it. You know what I mean? But you could have plants and all those things in the buy it now. Uh, Indiana Treasures, quick question. When you do a rehearsal, is the shipping portion included? Like, what do you mean? I need a little more detail. You mean like after the show, during? You prefer, yeah, some people learn visually seeing it. Yeah. Junk journal shows are fun. I like to bid on the paper. I can buy a lot of that stuff. I'm really, really, really good at buying craft shit. Yeah. It's a simulation. I can't do it right. Oh, you want me to do it right now? No. It's a simulation. So it's I don't know if it's gonna let me do rehearsal mode where I'm live. Let's see. Let me see. Let me see. Free fun site. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, folks. So we're testing something out right now. Okay, we're testing out. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. This is a chat show. We are talking about whatnot. So let me turn on my device. This will be the last thing, and then I gotta go. Yeah. So real quick, I'll show you where it is. You go up here to the hamburger, go all the way to the bottom. Rehearsal mode is right down here. We click on it. Oh, it's gonna say this. It's gonna show whatever thumbnail in that rehearsal. Ready to start. Okay. So remember, you're in rehearsal mode. Okay. It's a guided tour to show you how to run a show. Let's go. Okay. So I don't have the camera on, but it's gonna have all these whatnot buyers to tell you about it. It'll blink, it'll have you walk through. Go to the shop. It's gonna walk you through step by step what to do. Okay. Pin product. So it's telling me to pin a product. Now it's telling me, like, it's pretty simple to go there. Now it's basically running me through a show. Okay. It's running me through a show. This is going to be my last question because I have to leave right now. I already have a place where we're going to go and raid. Okay. So now it's showing all this. Okay. And where is it blinking at? Did it finish doing that? We pinned that. Start auction. Yeah. So it had it and I missed the step. So I'm going to click start auction. And now I'm going, all right, let's go, let's go. You can practice, get your lingo down. All right, everybody, you're bidding on this basketball box. Brand new wax. Come on, you guys, bid it up, bid it up. Let's go. Let's have a little fun with it. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? You can do what you want. I don't think it's listening to you. Come on, you guys. And don't do this. You guys, bid it up. I'm going to lose so much money. Come on. $7 for like a $300 box? Come on. This is the rehearsal mode. So you can totally do this. You guys, my kids won't eat for a month now. Come on. Wow. You won that. You won that whatnot, Bartek. Congratulations. This is shipping to you. Thanks so much. Glad you trust that I will do the right thing. So then it tells me, this is the one thing it does. So it says share your show. So now it says I should share my show, but first suggestions are whoever I talk to in my chat, right? In my messages. So they may have sent a message. But instead, I don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because they don't want my show. They're their sellers that I talked to. They were sending me a picture last night of my stream. It's Bunny. There she is. Indiana. The hodgepodge place, right? People that I'm like, I talk to. And so I'm not going to send my show to them. They don't want my show. They already come and they lurk, they hang out. I don't really need to send it to them, right? If they ask me, that's one thing. I'm going to copy the link and then I can send it where I want. So that shows you how to share it. I don't have the social media on here, so it won't come up, but usually it'll show like Instagram and those other things here. So you can share this stream to that. You'll have to go to my YouTube to watch the video. I'm going to try to put it on there today. I've already edited everything to my style. They're short, sweet, easy, to the point, but it's a two-part in one. It will show you how to share the show to Facebook, and it will share the show to Instagram. Okay, you can pick other apps, but you do that before you go live. Then I show you how to cut and paste the link to bring people to you. Okay, my YouTube is my same name. It's D_archivist, and I have a ton of videos on there. Actually, I mean, I have like 900 and something. So I copy the link. I can text it to my friends. I can do whatever I want. But in that video, it'll show all the stuff. So then now they're telling me I can swap between my cameras. So they kind of walk you through how to do stuff, like how to switch my camera from front facing, going out to selfie mode kind of thing, right? So that's a rehearsal mode. That is in there. Again, it's in the seller tools. So you got to be in the seller hub on the app, and you got to go up here to the top right corner. It's like a hamburger. Okay. It's like what they call the hamburger. Tap on it, and then all the way to the bottom where it says settings. And rehearsal mode is that very second to last one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off here. I got a jet. I've given in almost 3 hours today. So if you made a purchase, you can absolutely rewatch this for up to 60 days. So we're gonna go over to our friend who's talking about marketing. And if I didn't answer your questions today, feel free to come to my next chat show. Sometimes it happens where there's lots of questions and lots of conversations on some subjects. So instead of bouncing back and forth, because then it's like back, we're repeating the same things, we just will talk about them the next time. So if you have a question for like a future chat, let me know, because I will cover your question in that. You can message me, but sometimes I just don't have the time to do all the back and forth about, especially shipping. Yeah, so my name is D_archivist. Okay. Or you can take a screenshot of this and check it out because it has all my links on Whatnot. And we're going to go raid our friend. So if you want to take a screenshot of that, you can, or the show notes. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you asking all the questions, because you know what? You're not going to know if you don't ask. And sometimes you don't know where all the things are because you are new. So give yourself some grace, spend a little bit of time, watch Whatnot. Aussie, what's up? I saw you a minute ago and then time went by. So hello. Um, spend the time, watching Whatnot's videos. They have a bunch of their tutorials at seller.whatnot.com in the Seller Hub on the computer, or you can go to their YouTube and see Whatnot app. Okay, you guys, I'll see you later. Drop any color heart you want. This is a amazing, okay, custom wood burning. I love, she's my friend. I met her on the Whatnot. She's going to talk about marketing and socials. This is her Whatnot topic. She's a community host with Whatnot. She's also an amazing, amazing handmade creator. She is custom wood burning. Her stuff, and I talk about her, I rate her when I get the opportunity to do, because I love the way she thinks and the way she processes and delivers it to us. I know, I love her. She's really talented too. So she's in her studio and she's talking about marketing. So things we've covered. Now she might show, I don't know what exactly she's doing in it, but she might show you or talk to you about marketing or showing things you could do. You guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Okay? Have a good one, and thank you